around, don't disregard it. Strip you off the ground, show you what heart is. Standing strong and proud, nothing can knock it. Let's get it started, it's the hardest. Talk around, don't disregard it. Strip you off the ground, show you what heart is. Standing strong and proud, nothing can knock it. Let's get it started. Yeah,
get your boots ready. We're about to go on a trip where we wrestle, nobody settling or calling it quits. You're here for the grit, betcha this stuff is amazing. You're stumbling? Welcome to the bump in the apron. Step into it, the hardest part of the ring. Here to bring fun, yeah, in this art he is king. It's the best thing, making sure you don't tap out. Don't go soft with the hardest podcast out. And it's not just another one, it's clear. Off the rest, in this content, non-contest. Take the nonsense off the steps. You know it's nothing but pure gems when it's coming off the chest. Get it? Now it's time to sit and relax. Get your mind blown away, ain't no skipping a track. Have you paying more attention, no listening gap. Get everything I ever wanted, no giving it back.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Apron Bump Podcast. I'm your host, the hardest part of the ring, Kyle Bird. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're doing well. WrestleMania season is kind of in the rear view mirror. Maybe a good thing, maybe a bad thing, depending on who you are, but... Or is it? Or is it? Because just when you hop it off, you know, at the end of Fast and Furious, when Vin Diesel and Paul Walker were looking at each other and they're like, yeah, we're racing cars, but we're gonna go different. I just realized as I was saying that I don't know what they actually say in the. Oh wait, you gotta leave without saying goodbye. They do the whole thing. Paul Walker's dead. But they do the whole thing, you know, CGI Paul Walker. Then they go into different forks in the road and the highway. It's a very emotional moment, and it's equally as emotional here, because while Vin Diesel is going off in WrestleMania 39 towards 40, we're on the road to WrestleMania. We are Paul Walker. I don't know where I got this pen, and I don't really know where this metaphor. I kind of got lost in the analogy, and I don't know where I am. Really, I'm doing my best not to make a Paul Walker joke. We're on the road to WrestleMania. WrestleMania 19 is what I'm saying here. Is what I'm trying to say. And it's a very legendary WrestleMania, actually, for good and bad reasons. But a lot of people, it's like on a lot of people's top 5 manias, including mine, probably, if I had to think about it. But the road to WrestleMania is interesting. I'm honestly not too familiar with it, because this is actually when I was getting back into wrestling. If you're a frequent bumper, a frequent apron bumper, if you are a bumpy. You listen to my show, you might know that 2002 I didn't watch wrestling for a variety of reasons, mainly because I threw a bicycle helmet at a kid and it was a whole thing. My parents thought it was too much aggression. That's a different podcast. But I didn't watch 2002, but then my cousin invited me over to his house. He was the one that actually got me into wrestling. And he invited me over to watch a pay-per-view. What was that pay-per-view? None other than WWE Royal Rumble 2003, which is the show we're going to be recapping today. And I have a distinct memory. the first vignette I remember watching when I got over there. All I remember is, Al, are you feeling frisky? And then there's a dead old man in bed, and it's a whole thing. There's a funeral. We get into it. But yes, the Al Wilson, Tori Wilson, Dawn Marie storyline, I guess, reaches a climax in this show. We get a lot into that, but there's also Scott Steiner and Triple H, that infamous kind of rivalry. We get into a lot of, Scott Steiner and his placement on the card, and the beginning of Triple H's reign of terror. We got, tag titles are on the line on this show. We got Brock versus Big Show. And we got also maybe one of my favorite matches of all time. Definitely, probably top 3 favorite WWE title matches of all time on this show. And we will get into that. But there's a lot of good on this show. There's a lot of weird stuff. And of course, we have the Royal Rumble match itself, which we are continuing the trend of how we do it on the Apron Bump. So basically, this is how this episode's going to be. If you're not familiar with my Royal Rumble episodes, we will review the show as normal, match by match, up until the Royal Rumble match. At that point, we will begin a watch along of just the Royal Rumble match itself. I'll put a timestamp in the description. I'll also say what the timestamp is. I believe it's 1:39:46 if you want to cue it up on the cock. Season 16 of the Royal Rumble. And yeah, so feel free to watch along, maybe throw it on Peacock, have it on mute, have it, just a low volume or whatever, and listen to us gallivant about what we were seeing on this show, or just listen to us kind of provide the commentary, because that's what we do, right? So I think it'll be entertaining either way. And but yes, that's what we got to look forward to in this episode. And we got all this Al Wilson shenanigans. We got Scott Steiner with his red velvet thong. Who else would I bring on this show to cover all of this shenanigans? Who else would I bring on other than the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub, the Smackin' It Raw podcast, the whole gang? We got Matt, Katie, Vince, all former guests of the show, joining me on this show, and it is a party. So check out the Smackin' It Raw podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, live on YouTube, Twitch, and check them out on Pornhub if you want to multitask, I guess. And of course, on any audio platform that you listen to podcasts, the Smackin' It Raw podcast, they cover the week of wrestling, but they put their own unique spin on it. They have fun with wrestling. They gets a little raunchy, gets a little tawdry perhaps. But they're a hilarious group of fellas and fellows. So go check them out. Also go check out, this crew. They got a lot of irons in the fire. They all got their individual deals. Check out the Getting Offed podcast with Matt Ritter as well. He covers a lot of horror movies and reviews and See No Evil. I think he just covers See No Evil over and over again, I believe. But if you're into horror stuff, go check out Getting Offed. Go check out the ShELite Showcase with Katie Kinsey and her co-host Savannah, covering the week of wrestling as well, live every Thursday generally. Also on all audio platforms and YouTube as well. Great show her and Savannah do. And check out the Str8 Talk Podcast as well with Vince. Covers basketball and pickleball. Mainly pickleball. If you're into the pickleball kind of lore, Vince has got you with the Str8 Talk podcast. And I think that's it. They do a lot of shit. I'll put all their stuff in the description below, and they'll tell you. They'll do a better job. They'll do a better job at plugging at the end of the episode as well. So do that. Follow me at Apron Bump. We got a long show. Let's just get into it, man. But look, if you like this kind of stuff, if you like ruthless aggression, go to apronbump.com, go to the episodes tab, go to Ruthless Aggression Era, and that'll filter down to all of the Ruthless Aggression Era shows that I've covered in chronological order, starting from the very beginning up until now, Royal Rumble 2003. Subscribe. It's going to be a fun road to WrestleMania 19, and it's going to be a fun little journey in this episode here. So keep on listening, folks. Let's get to it. WWE Royal Rumble 2003 with myself and Matthew, Catherine, and Vicente from the Smackin' It Raw podcast.
Al Wilson was not in 1995.
He was there, actually.
World War III. That's what we're covering, right? World War III, 1995?
Yep. So, big fan of...
That's what I watched.
The Yeti, right?
Yeah,
we're here to talk about the
Yeti.
Why'd you pronounce it like that?
Because that's how they pronounce it. It's not the Yeti, it's the Yeti.
That's how Tony Schiavone pronounced it. Yeah. It's the Yeti. Before it was Sting, it's the Yeti.
I was going to say, if you listen to the opening of Return to Wrestling, you specifically hear a soundbite of me saying, it's the fucking Yeti, not the Yeti, because Travis corrects me.
Are you opening up champagne?
Popping bottles?
Matthew? Oh. Man, that was a swerve of all swerve. That literally looked like one of those little bottles of Prosecco.
Well, Matt doesn't drink, so like I should have known, but
Yeah, it had me. I was like, it's
it
not
could have been
that thing he does.
non-alcoholic. It could have been sparkling grape juice. Well,
No, it's just a
fine,
giant
friend.
hollow chocolate bunny because it's Easter.
Well, it's not easy yet.
You're gonna choose the recording of my podcast to eat up ice cream.
It's not ice cream.
What is it?
It's a giant hollow chocolate bunny. It's one of
it's
the
chocolate.
bunnies you get for Easter. Yeah, it's chocolate.
That's worse, actually. A nice chewy dessert.
Listen, I've been around
Put it in.
Katie too long. I've got this chocolate craving now. So
Get
Well, I was
straight
about to
hell.
say, look, I mean,
At least he wasn't eating the Snickers in the middle of your press conference, Kyle. You know.
when did that? Oh, was that Kevin Owens?
Yes.
Was that
Yes,
the thing he
Very
did?
good.
Yes.
Very good.
There you go.
Um,
Pat on. Proud of you.
Well, I mean, that's actually, I wanted to bring that up because speaking of Snickers and big black things, I hear we're all getting pounded. Well, Vince, he's pounding his car, right? Matthew,
successfully unpounded the car.
that's
yes.
good. That's good. Or I don't know, depends what your fancy is, but Matthew, it's your birthday week, so I'm assuming I'm keeping you from getting pounded, so I apologize for that.
I'm pounding chocolate right now.
And speaking of pounding chocolate, I hear Katie was mentioning something about BBC's going on rampages on your show last night. So I'm glad we're on the same page.
Oh.
Well, I'm here to pound you, Kyle.
Oh.
That's inappropriate. We don't need that crass.
I also
stuff
really
on
hope
this.
that's how the episode starts. Is just
Oh no,
you
this is
do your
gonna
little
start- no,
cold
I-
open, and it's just I'm here to pound you, Kyle.
Vince, how many rooms do you have in your house? I feel like you're in a different room every time I record with you.
You know what?
No, he's usually on that casting couch.
So I'm usually
Right.
on the couch. So you see the wall behind there. This is where I started setting up before I got the casting couch.
Right.
You know, displayed the Funko. So maybe like I thought maybe I should just have them on display and whatnot. But to answer the original question, it's the bedroom, the living room, the kitchen, and the bathroom. Thankfully,
I
I'm
don't think-
here all night. I'm here all night. I'm lasting all night for you guys.
For once, right?
I
For once.
Wow.
popped a few blue chews just to make sure I
A few.
made sure. Yeah, a few.
I don't
just,
think more than one's necessary. One.
He's
will
got a
get you
high
there.
tolerance at this point. His dick hasn't worked since 7th grade. So
Oh, that's a weird time for it to stop working. I feel like I shouldn't ask you to elaborate because I don't want to get pulled down from wherever. But speaking of minors and sex and big black cocks, we got Royal Rumble 2003 to discuss. Are we all ready to rumble? Because I know I am.
I
I'm
see what you
ready.
did there.
What you got? Hold on. Spit or swallow this show, guys.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can
We'll go
you
in
make
order.
an accurate spit or swallow assessment without watching the main event yet?
Yeah, because you can. Well, no, I guess it comes at the end, right?
Yeah.
Well, unless it's a what's the double? Matt, you would know this when you do it and then you do it again.
Snowballing.
No, I
No,
mean,
no.
no, it's like a double
Well, that's
cream
when
pie, I guess.
you do it, then you spit it back.
No, I think he means like having sex back to back.
Yeah, like when you come and then you just keep going.
That's a good word.
It's never been an issue for me. Normally, I just come and then roll over and go to sleep or go have a cigarette.
You don't
All right.
you don't push on through.
Up until the Rumble match, are we
Yeah.
spitting
No
or are
reason
we
for that.
swallowing? We'll start in order from most bald to least bald. So Matt, you first.
That's fucked up. I'm gonna swallow. I remember this was a fond time in my life when I was watching this, and as I've said before, has one of my favorite things in wrestling, which is the Tori Wilson Dawn Marie story angle, because that
Shocker.
is why I watch wrestling. You guys may watch it for the moves and
The
the fancy in ring work, and
Hey, they did
all-
moves.
They did do moves, so you got a little bit of both. That's exactly what you should get: a fantastic, dramatic soap opera-esque story, complemented by an at least decent match.
Vince, you're the second most bald.
Well, I guess that would be me, right?
Yeah.
Clearly.
I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to jump the gun here. I'm gonna gargle it in my mouth for a little bit before I swallow, but yeah, I'm gonna swallow it. Didn't really care too much for the World Tag Title match, and then obviously the second to last match. I don't care for one of the competitors in there, but aside from that, you've taken in the bubble. It was a pretty solid show. Brock. You had Baby Brock. You had Big Show. Big meaty men slapping meat, and you had women slapping meat as well. And you had R.I.P. Al Wilson. You had it all. You had the drama. You had the pop and circumstance in this show. So yeah, it's gonna gargle. So what?
Yeah.
Who graduated? That's what you play when you graduate.
Yeah,
Pop and
exactly.
circumstance?
Macho Man. Ooh yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was the worst Macho Man I've ever heard, by the way.
Oh.
Ooh,
okay.
yeah.
Ooh yeah.
Sounded like Eddie Guerrero getting a finger up his butt from China.
What?
Bro.
That
Sounded like Eddie Guerrero getting a finger up his butt from
you,
China.
but like,
no, you
why
didn't have to repeat it.
Is that a thing that happened?
It
Or
is.
that okay? Got you up. I believe you. Gator tot. On that note,
Yeah, I don't know how to follow that.
teed you up for it.
Thanks. I'll swallow it. It was decent pay-per-view. I don't remember. Like, I know who wins the Rumble, but like I don't remember the Rumble itself. So that'll be interesting. But everything else was fine.
It's a fun time period. I mean, it's like, because like we all have watched a bunch of wrestling this past week. I mean, for anybody watching in the future, this is WrestleMania. We're following up WrestleMania week and like the NXTs and all that shit. So I was like, shit, I got to add Royal Rumble 2003 on top of that. But like I turned this on and it's like you got like Trust Company, the theme song of this show, and you got the video package that like set this show up, like building to WrestleMania. It's like, oh, this kind of puts me in the time period. So it's a fun, especially like after this with all like the returns of The Rock and Hogan and stuff. So I enjoyed it. For the most part, even like the silly shit. But we start off with some of that. Well, I'm sorry. Well, we start off with some of that with The Big Show, because it's his theme song, versus Brock Lesnar. So the winner of this match gets entered into the Royal Rumble match. So this is like a whole... It's really Brock versus Paul Heyman is the feud, and we'll kind of touch on it more in the WWE title match. But basically, Paul is just he's recently split with Brock Lesnar the first time. He's really not loyal. I don't know why Brock keeps going back to him, but so this match is to decide, because only one of them can get into the Rumble. So this is just to decide that. But it was a fun little sprint of a match. I mean, it couldn't have been more than like 4 or 5 minutes. It was pretty similar to Omos and Brock Lesnar that we just saw. So, but I thought they didn't really, drag anything out too long. And it was fun seeing Big Show get thrown around by Brock. And Brock ends up getting the win with the F5. So I enjoyed it. I don't know. What did you guys think of this?
I vaguely remembered at the start of this match that Paul Heyman turned on Brock Lesnar and accepted the Big Show. But the only thing I could pay attention to this entire match was a Big Show wrestling in baggy ass jeans.
Yeah, it's awful. It's a bad look for Paul White. Yeah. Jeans show sucks.
Yeah, no, Jeans show sucks. I was so distracted by it. I was not paying attention to anything else. Like, this is, next big thing, prime Brock Lesnar. Like, we're literally, we're coming up on WrestleMania 19, correct?
Correct.
Which is a botched shooting star press. Brock wins the title.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, sorry. Spoilers for anyone who didn't know what the fuck happened in 2003. 20 years ago, spoilers. My bad.
Some people don't know.
Me. Yeah, well, they know now. Yeah, that's what we're coming up on. So, no, this was, I vaguely remember this feud. Also, it reminds me why anyone would trust Paul Heyman, even in 2023, 20 years later, because we've seen like a pattern of like, Brock, I love you. You're the greatest. Blah, blah, and then he like picks someone stronger, bigger over Brock.
Right.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again throughout their career. And Brock just keeps going back to him like an abused girlfriend who doesn't know when to say no.
It's a big dumb animal.
Toxic relationships.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah, Paul Heyman. I noticed Paul Heyman a lot in this match because it's so interesting to see like how he's evolved over the years. Because now, obviously, with Roman Reigns, he's very like stoic and like not as like energetic as he was here. Like he's slapping the animated is the word I'm looking for. He's like insane. He's got a stupid hat, his dumb tie, but he's like running around the ring. He's yelling at the ref. He's getting on the apron. Like you don't see this dude do that anymore. So it was fun to see his evolution. But potato salad, what'd you think of this one?
This just made me remember that Cowboy Brock is my favorite iteration of Brock Lesnar. I don't like, Baby Brock from 2003.
How dare you?
I like what I like. What can I say? And Cowboy
You
Brock
prefer the
and
last
AJ.
big thing, not the next big thing.
Yeah. Get that. Exactly.
I'm with you.
I mean, it obviously they weren't gonna have a long match because you needed to save Lesnar for the Rumble, so it
Yeah.
makes sense. What a way to start it out! Big meaty men slapping meat. I literally wrote that down. Well, I just put big meaty men. That's it.
In baggy jeans. Big
Yeah.
big meaty men in baggy jeans.
No, I wasn't really even paying attention to the jeans. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Really? Because it's all I saw.
I was more focused
That-
on the mustache personally.
Well, I was gonna say that, and then the short hair and the shitty fucking
Like
facial
one
hair.
of those
Focus
things
on-
is fine, not
No,
all of them in combination.
Paul Heyman with like the long ass ponytail.
Big Show
and
had some rough times in 2000. Yeah,
That's a choice.
because let's not forget, eventually, this monster of a man that is the Big Show will also be dressing up as the New Year's Baby, Hulk Hogan, and various other wrestlers in gimmick show era. So, and that's not too far off.
I mean, we're already past Hogan's show. I mean, he's already done a bunch of silly shit at this point.
Did he really? That already happened?
Yeah, that was like 99, I think, maybe 2000. But that was like his
No, he does it
first-
again later, where he
Oh,
actually
why?
fully dress up like Hulk Hogan, comes out, does the whole
I'm
thing.
pretty sure he did that in like 2000 because it was with Kurt Angle when he had hair.
I thought this was after Hogan came back, and he was like,
Unless
Which
he
Hogan
did it
didn't come back
multiple
till 3.
times.
maybe.
That sounds like a thing that would happen. So
He has not dressed up as the New Year's Baby, though, yet, right?
not yet. Not unfortunately.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he has not gotten to that point yet.
Okay. You haven't seen Big Show in a diaper for the first time of 2, because there's also Aki Bono in the diaper.
Oh, in due time, my friend. In due time, we'll get there.
You don't remember the WrestleMania where they had a sumo wrestling match?
Oh, see, I try and block things out for a fucking reason, and then you say things.
Yeah, no, I need you to picture in your mind
No,
Paul White in a diaper,
no, thank you. I'm
legs
interested.
spread,
I'm gonna say
slapping thighs.
Big Show, not a badass. I would have expected worse. It's kind of
Yeah.
flat,
Also not a badass.
though. I mean,
True.
if he's throwing Hulk Hogan off a building, well, I guess he got thrown off, so he's not a badass. So, but he landed on his feet, which is pretty badass after getting thrown off a 40-story building.
Didn't Big Show chokeslam Kurt Angle off a balcony and we all thought Kurt Angle died?
He did. That traumatized me as a kid.
Oh my god, me too! I was just gonna say that.
Kurt laying like a Family Guy character on
With
the
the
concrete
blood
floor.
on the back of the head.
Oh, just gradually like a pool of blood. Oh, that was something. That was something.
What a time.
But Matt, you could answer me because I was thinking about this recently because I've been watching
Terrifying.
WCW with the Giant. Do you think the Giant is Big Show's best character in his career?
Yeah, probably.
It's not to say that it was good, but everything else was
Well,
just so like
not
shit.
the Giant that you're seeing now, but the Giant that you'll get to post NWO.
No, I'm talking about the Giant that's trying to figure out computers. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh
When
no,
he's-
that is not his best character. No, that
That's-
is by far.
maybe that's you.
Everything Dungeon of Doom is dog shit, Kyle.
I mean,
Dungeon of Doom. I honestly, I said some dumb shit last night, which I'll help you segue into the next segment. I said I'd rather watch the Vortex of Jericho every week than have to see Matt Riddle on my TV every week.
Mm-hmm.
However, I would rather watch Matt Riddle on my TV every week than have to suffer through the Dungeon of Doom ever fucking again.
You didn't like the ultimate solution?
No, I did not like the ultimate solution. I didn't like the final solution.
I hated the final solution personally. That's just me.
Why
yeah,
are
it
there
was
so many
just-
solutions? Why didn't they figure
It's
it out?
fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah, there really should only be one. I assume Vince is off banging his meat to thoughts of the Big Show and baggy jeans.
100%. He said he'd be back. He apologized.
I tend to block him out sometimes.
Well,
but
it's in a private message.
Not to me. Oh, isn't it? Oh, well now it's
it
not
is.
private. Now everybody knows.
I
I was on
You
the
don't pay
wrong
attention.
little deal here.
You're-
But I'm new to StreamYard. Okay, I don't know how these things work.
I was
But-
confused when I got the StreamYard link. I was like, oh, Kyle switched.
Riverside has cucked me one too many times. So we're team StreamYard here, folks.
Dude, we love us some
Stream
StreamYard over there. And
Stream
if you
hard.
let me,
I'm stream hard.
if I had known that you were going to be on StreamYard streaming hard, I would have told you, toss me the login. I could help you produce.
As he takes a bite. Let's go let that sit there.
Snack.
Well, we go from that. But yeah, good match. I mean, yeah, belly to bellies. I think we talked about it all. But speaking of, let's vortex into this next segment, right? Who's with
Poor
me?
HBK just getting sucked into that Jericho vortex all the way back in 2003.
It never ends. It never ends. But yeah, Jericho and Shawn Michaels, for anybody who's unaware,
Sean.
they have a match at WrestleMania, and I don't remember them like already starting their feud around Royal Rumble time, which I appreciate. I appreciate that build. But they've been going back and forth on Raw, and it's basically the thing like Jericho. He was like, I grew up watching you, and I emulated you, and I wanted to be you, and now you're just a piece of shit or whatever. I'm paraphrasing. But Jericho basically wanted to prove himself, and he wanted to be number one in the Royal Rumble and win it, just like Shawn did. But I guess Shawn asked first or something. So Shawn Michaels is going to be number one in the Royal Rumble. So Jericho's like, all right, I'll be number two, whatever, which is it's the same thing.
It's the exact same thing.
It is. And he's being interviewed by Terry Runnels backstage saying all this. And he says, I was the first undisputed champ, because has to bring that up in every promo for the next 10 years. And he says he's going to rise to the occasion again. Got anything, Matt?
So I'm not incorrect in hearing that this entire feud is based on the fact that Jericho didn't get to do his entrance before Shawn Michaels. Because as you said, and it always drives me nuts that this is the narrative in WWE, that number one is more important than number two when the match doesn't start before number two gets in the ring. Okay. So both numbers are fucking equal. Like, there is no match without a number two. So he's just really mad that Shawn Michaels got his entrance first. And that is going to what fuels this feud into Mania. Yeah, Jericho fucking Vortex. Like, dumbest fucking thing to feud over in the fucking world.
Yeah.
But like, who's surprised?
Yeah. I mean, it's par for the course, really.
Fucking Chris Irvine and Michael Hickenbottom out here just fucking shit up.
You know, when you put it that way, it all makes more sense. There he
Speaking
is.
of Michael Hickenbottoms.
Speaking of number twos.
Nice. Good job.
Did you unload, Vince?
Ew.
I think you're muted. You're muted, sir.
Sir.
There you go.
There we go.
There we go.
Any thoughts on Big Show's jaggy beans? Baggy jeans?
What is Jaggy Beans?
You know what? I commend Big Show for keeping up with the times. Everyone was sagging their jeans back in the day, and I'm glad he was following the trends. As he should, you know?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, why not?
No.
If he wants...
no.
We're not at saggy pants yet. That's for a later match. They were just baggy.
Well, you know what? I'm okay with it. You know, Big Show needs to keep up with the times. Like I said, you know, like, I'm all for him. He wants to keep up with the youth. At the time. Like 20 years
All he
ago.
needed was a wig and a mesh top, and he could have been a Hardy Boy.
Honestly, yes. Honestly, yes.
Mad Jeff and Biggie Hardy.
Biggie
Hardy?
Yeah.
Could be a thing. I'm not 100% sure they didn't do that at some point, but I guess we'll wait and see.
Oh, God.
You don't like that, Katie?
No.
You don't like the thought of Big Show
Just
doing this
slaying
with
this
the Lita thong
No.
on the back?
Oh,
How dare you?
Whale Tail Big Show would be the greatest Big Show. I need
It
Whale
would-
Tail Big Show.
No.
Yeah.
I kind of want to
That's
see it, to be honest
fucked
with you.
We'll put
I'm on
it in
that
it.
train with you guys.
You're sick.
I mean, I think his Akibono match was enough of a whale tail for a lifetime.
Exactly. You don't need to
Well,
relive anything.
No whale tails in this next match, I don't think. Unless I missed it. We got the World Tag Team titles on the line. Lance Storm and William Regal, the champions, versus the Dudley Boys, Bubba and Devon. This is a fine little match, I guess. Another pretty short one. So this feud has involved a lot of JR and King. I don't know if you guys remember. They kind of alluded to it in the show. But JR, Jim Ross, and Jerry the King Lawler. The King,
Burger King.
from Tennessee. He was so they did a whole segment on Raw where like Eric Bischoff and Chief Morley were running amok, and they were angry at JR and King. They were saying some stuff on commentary that they didn't like. So they're like, all right, you two are in a match, and you're going to face William Regal and Lance Storm. And then they faced them, and then I think the Dudley Boys interfered, and King and JR won the match, beat their champions. I don't know if they're the champions at the time. I think they were. But that's the tag team division in WWE. So
At least on
So
Raw.
it's just like now.
yeah, some things never change. At least they don't have, blue and red belts. But
Technically, there was red on the Raw belts and blue in the SmackDown belts. So
how do you kick people from calls? I'll figure that out later. I'll edit and post.
StreamYard's hard.
But yeah, I enjoy the match. Again, pretty short. Storm and Regal beat on Devon for a bit. Bubba gets the hot tag. A little bionic elbow action, a little Bubba Bomb action on Lance Storm. Regal breaks it up, and then Chief Morley comes out and tries to interfere in the shenanigans, and then this to try to allow Regal to hit Devon with the brass knucks, which is Regal's calling card at this point. But he gets reversed into a 3D, and then Devon takes the knucks and smashes Lance Storm in the face with them, and the Dudleys get the pin. And we got new tag team champions. So the Dudleys win. I have a sneaking suspicion that Chief Morley is going to try to reverse this decision on Raw or something. But for what it was, I enjoyed this little deal here. What you guys think about it?
Do you children, my two kids, stepbrother and sister, Vince and Katie,
Ew.
are you aware? We talked about this last night. Are you aware
Doesn't mean I'm okay
of who
with it.
Chief Morley is?
I am, yes.
You're not one of the children. Okay.
It's okay.
Oh.
So, isn't it Val Venus? Because I thought it was Val Venus.
I literally put Val Venus question mark because I was
Yeah.
very confused.
Yes. Okay.
I thought it was like that.
Yes.
That's got to be the big Valboski. I recognize
So-
it from a distance.
So we had the porn star who joined Right to Censor and then went away for a little while and came back with his actual name as Chief Morley, because the sheriff shit is a weird thing that WWE did for a little time. Like Stone Cold was a sheriff because he's from Texas, and Morley's a chief. I don't fucking know, but yeah. So it's just weird to me that the guy whose character and is best known for was this porn star gimmick is way more close in real life to the Right to Censor Chief Morley version of the person than he ever was the porn star.
Nothing surprises me in wrestling anymore.
That's a good point.
I'm surprised every day.
Good point.
Shout out to the big Valboski.
I was a big fan of Valboski. He had a little run in there between Right to Censor and this, where he was like teaming with Randy Orton a little bit, like when he first started, and then he just kind of got shunned to Velocity, and now he's wearing polos. So that's where we're at with old Sean Morley here. Vicente, any other thoughts on this? No, or Matt, do you have something? I saw fingers.
I'll let them. I was just going to ask who everyone thought was the greatest tag team of all time, but let them talk about the match.
I think that's Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas per their name.
That's kind of
Yeah.
like the name of the title.
It's kind of,
That is actually their name.
That's kind of a
Legally.
stupid question there, Matt.
Come on,
Vince,
man.
got any thoughts?
Yeah, the match was there. It was, if I was watching this live, this would be my piss break match out of the entire card. It gets an eggplant emoji out of me. At least it gets one eggplant from me. So
You're just throwing out eggplants like willy-nilly. That's
well,
crazy.
I mean, Baby Brock got 3, so like I'm trying
3
to be-
eggplants.
3 eggplants. Baby Brock and
Is that one
Big
for
Show.
each Blue Chew?
Yeah. Well, yes, and then 2 for Big Show. That's a lot of
Yeah.
mass there that you need
Right.
to accumulate for.
I don't think you need to calculate your mass before taking Blue Chew. I don't think that's how it works.
I didn't realize
I
But,
have to
There's a
read.
lot of math
I have to
involved.
reread the fine print.
right.
Well, Kyle, you don't, because you only take one. As we talked about, Vince has a tolerance now, so he needs to do some calculations to make sure he doesn't take too many. It doesn't fucking explode.
Yeah.
No, it's more of an experimental process at this point. It's trying to see how many Blue Chews can a Blue Chew chew type of thing.
Is this why you're constantly leaving podcasts When the screen goes black, you just overdosed on Blue Chew and you have to take care of it. Instead of vomiting it up, you have to vomit out your pee hole.
Ew.
You know what?
Why
That's more like a paywall type content information to be given out. So you know, maybe subscribe to the Creatia World Patreon and give $1 there. Maybe the information's on there.
Yeah.
That's not where that should be.
This is paywall stuff. You know, you can't just give out all the secrets
For
and
$1. You're doing that shit for $1?
I'm not going to have you guys waste your money to find out that it is not there. It is not there. If you want to waste your $1, waste it to hear me talk about WCW, not trying to figure out if Vince masturbates during every show. He does.
Travis would be disappointed in knowing that you just got people to not want to tune in and subscribe to our Patreon.
I have been disappointing Travis since 3rd grade. He's fucking used to it.
Maybe you should use the Blue Chew on Travis then.
Well, you don't really need Blue Chew if you go to sexualcreations.net to get your lesions and your doggy bones and
or whatever the plug is.
Oh, man. He's like, go to bonnieandclyde.com/Creatia World. 50% off. They're in the Bible, right? Bonnie and Clyde somewhere?
Yeah, totally.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
At some point, you know.
First page. They're right there.
Dudley Boy is one of the greatest tag teams of all time. And honestly, William Regal, especially now, like I feel like William Regal is way more appreciated now than he was when he was actually doing shit here in 2003 and everywhere else. But Lance Storm, way underappreciated for everything he did in wrestling and how entertaining and fun he was. I forgot they were a tag team. I was really excited when I saw them come out together.
Shout out to their patriotism for their countries, by the way. You know, you'd love to see it. Also, William Regal is kind of like one of the kings of having multiple like tag team partners. You know, I didn't know he teamed up with Lance Storm, or at least I forgot about it. He also teamed up with Eugene and Tajiri, you know? So, you know,
he did.
He's really good at finding tag team partners to team up with.
Is good the word?
Dave Taylor, Squire Dave Taylor.
Yeah, there you go. I think he teamed up with Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
It was Jean-Paul Levesque.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, he's able to find suitable partners, is what I'm saying. Yeah. Sometimes.
Catherine, any thoughts on this before we shit on it?
Excuse me?
You even got the right one too. Like you have plenty of options, Katie, and you hit it on the nail.
I had to ask her the first time. I'm cheating, but
he did. He did have to ask me. No, I mean typical Dudley Boys match.
No wood though.
What?
I said no wood though. Tables.
Yeah, they did not get the tables.
They didn't get wood.
Okay. Take it easy, Woodchuck. But you know, Dudley Boy things testify at the end, as you should. This was their like 16th tag title at the time, which is crazy to think because that was 20 years ago. Yeah,
like halfway into their run, they're already at this point, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. And like I agree with Matt. Like Lance Storm is very underrated, very underappreciated for the things he did in the times. I love Lance Storm. I didn't realize he was going to be in this match. I was like, oh hey, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So can't go wrong.
I saw something on Twitter. It was like a side by side. It was Lance Storm and WCW with the Canadian flag behind him, and he was like standing all menacingly. And then next to it, it was Gunther now, and I think the caption was like, "Gunther is just Lance Storm if they took Lance Storm seriously." which may or may not be true. I know Lance Storm is like way smaller than him. I think he is, maybe not, but
it's Google.
But also, it's funny because his whole gimmick was, if I could be serious for a moment, because he was always serious.
Yes.
Right.
So they took him seriously. Yeah.
Yeah. Or a few months away from him dancing in the ring and then getting fired. So, or this is all before Stone Cold. This didn't Stone Cold do a thing where he like brought out a sleeping bag and fell asleep during his match or something?
Yes. Yeah.
That's gonna kill a gimmick. Gunther's 6'4", while Lance Storm is listed as 5'11". So
what a midge.
I don't know.
Well, couldn't get worse than that.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's the motion of the.
This is why I keep Katie around. this kind of commentary.
Moral
Keep our
support
confidence up. Yeah.
Positive affirmation.
for you. Okay.
Well, you know, somebody that's not positively affirmationed is
Wow.
Good for you.
it's Nathan Jones. We're not at L. Wilson yet. We're at Nathan Jones.
Yes.
We get a little vignette of what they call him, the Colossus of Bogo Road, which I had to research. Apparently, that's a place in Australia, which is where
It's a prison.
Mr. Nathan Jones hails from. 10 years in prison, which I assume that's a shoot. I mean, I don't know why that would. He looks like he has a tiny head, a big body. That just looks like a guy that spent years in Australian prison. So,
Yeah.
Didn't really pan out for old Nathan, but he looked like a badass hero in this vignette. Oh, what this make you guys feel in your cockles when you saw this?
Well, somebody else go.
You know what? It made me reminisce fondly of The Undertaker's only tag team partner in WrestleMania history. Whether or not he showed up for the match is besides the point.
He was not his tag team partner.
What?
WrestleMania 19 was supposed to be The Undertaker and Nathan Jones versus
Yeah.
Big Show and Albert.
A-Train.
A-Train. And Nathan Jones was going to be the Undertaker's prodigy because he was kind of doing like the MMA sort of like big evil gimmick. He wasn't like the Undertaker that we know. And Nathan Jones was a fighter. And then something happened and it was a handicap match that Undertaker won anyway. However, the only thing that anyone needs to know about Nathan Jones is that he starred in the blockbuster movie The Condemned alongside Stone Cold Steve Austin, which is where I'm pretty sure they spent most of the time filming. This was on scene for that.
He was in that?
What?
Yes, he was the big bald guy that I think dies like right away.
Damn.
I think
That sucks.
he either gets killed so he in like the very opening of the movie of The Condemned, there's this dude that they're trying to get, and Nathan Jones kills him, and then he fights Stone Cold, and Stone Cold rips the tab off his thing and kicks him off a side of a fucking cliff, and he blows up in the air because he was like whooping Austin's ass.
Oh, so I
Yeah,
really
but
just
he's
need
the
to
big
rewatch
bald guy
that.
from The Condemned.
You know,
I
shout
never
out to The
put
Condemned.
that together in my head. I love The Condemned.
It's a
Condemned,
great movie.
in my opinion, the best movie that WWE's ever put out by far.
Correct.
You don't like The Marine with John Cena?
I prefer the ones with the Miz personally.
See No Evil?
Wow.
See No Evil is actually not that bad. I mean, I'm not a horror
That's my
like
favorite.
guys.
That's
but,
my favorite WWE
You're not a whore?
movie.
So what is it?
yeah. Check out
beg to
Get Off
differ.
if you need more of that. But yeah, Nathan Jones. Shout out.
Yeah, I've never heard of this man a day in my life, so I was very confused.
It is like, because I don't know if there's more to the story. Because like you said, he was supposed to team with the Undertaker at this upcoming
He just
WrestleMania.
sucked at wrestling. So
Was
they
he
said.
just that bad?
Yeah,
like
he
he's
was
so
that
bad.
bad
that he can't just come out there and stand on the apron and let Taker carry him through it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess.
I don't think he ever wrestled after that.
so there was a period later, like towards Survivor Series, where there's like a whole faction of like big meaty men, where it's like Brock Lesnar, Big Show, who at that, but they're together at that point later in the year. It's Brock Lesnar, Big Show, Nathan Jones, A-Train, and Matt Morgan.
Oh.
This is before stuttering Matt Morgan. This is just like regular ass Matt Morgan. It's a weird time.
The
but
blueprint.
the blueprint. But I guess Nathan Jones was fine enough to team with Brock Lesnar. I don't know.
Interesting.
Speaking of meat bashing or whatever, we got a stepmother versus stepdaughter match.
Now that's a category.
Hold on. Before we get into this, so I went to look, right? Nathan Jones was in Mad Max Fury Road,
Okay.
and he was also in the latest Mortal Kombat movie as Reiko. He's in Fast and the Furious Hobbs and Shaw. He's in the Scorpion King movie. He's in a lot of shit.
So he's just an actor playing
Yeah.
wrestler.
I mean, whatever works, man. And he looks
Jet
menacing.
Li's Fearless. He was in Fearless. Like, dude, what the fuck?
I guess he's just not athletic. He's athletic enough to like be put on strings and
He can't do a good old fashioned
Yeeted
collar
back
and
and forth.
elbow tie up is the issue. You know, he can't do a collar and elbow.
I mean, we all can't like be professionals.
right.
Who will reach?
hard.
Judge?
That's a good point.
Sorry, let's talk about the.
No, I was just thinking of him and because the not the final solution. The ultimate solution was also the final solution was in no movies. It was Schindler's List, but the ultimate the ultimate solution was also one of those guys who was like so bad at wrestling that he just became like he was no holds barred. I'm looking at you, Matt, because I know these people probably are too young to know about them.
Yeah, I know. Mm.
Who's in no holds barred, Katie?
What?
On a Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
What did you ask me?
Who's in no holds barred?
I don't know.
Hulk Hogan. How dare you?
Oh,
how dare
gross. No, see, Hulk Hogan is a piece of shit, so I don't appreciate anything he's done.
Blue bandana Hulk Hogan at that too.
You know who else is a piece of shit? Is Dawn Marie, the stepmother of Tori Wilson, and we have these two women jockeying in this next contest here. So the build up to this match is something. Matt, do you recall the build up to this match?
Yes. In one of the greatest stories ever told in wrestling history, Tori Wilson's father was in a relationship with Dawn Marie. Tori was not happy about it, tried every which way to get Dawn to end the relationship because she felt that Dawn was just using her father. At which point, Dawn even lured her into a hotel room and they had a little romantic dalliance. Yeah, a little bit of scissor action in a hotel room as a way to end the relationship. So Dawn Marie has slept both with father and daughter at this point.
That's a category too.
Poor Al Wilson on his wedding night after being stripped naked and Tori thought being embarrassed in the middle of the ring, dies while having sex with Dawn Marie, which honestly, if I could go out that way, I wouldn't be mad. Like, I don't think Al is mad. Dawn then banished Tori from showing up to the funeral. There was a whole thing. They had a little bit of a tussle. And the only way that they can settle their differences over Tori's dead dad and Dawn's widowed husband is a wrestling match, because that makes perfect sense. Like, with no stakes, like nothing, there was nothing in this match. Like, if Tori wins, then Dawn has to like renounce the last name Wilson, and there was no like will or anything that I could think of. It was just, we're gonna wrestle.
Matthew, there's no greater stakes than the honor of Al Wilson. Okay,
I thought you were gonna say Wagyu beef.
Wagyu beef is pretty fucking overrated, by the way, but that's a different podcast.
It's a different podcast.
I hope Will Gray's not listening, because I just said that sounds like something he'd get mad at.
He's gonna beat you up now.
I love sugar in my cornbread, by the way.
Oh,
and so it's a tasty treat. I eat cornbread for dessert sometimes. Ooh. So we got, speaking of sugar in my cornbread, we got Dawn Marie versus Tori Wilson here. And as Matt poetically laid out the story, Al Wilson was fucked to death by Dawn Marie. And during the live wake or funeral of Al Wilson, Tori shows up, even though Dawn didn't want her to. Tori shows up and Dawn's like, "You killed your father." And Tori's like, What emotions? I mean, her dead father's there. She's getting yelled at by her stepmother. And then to put it all over the top, Tori gets hit in the back of the head with a lamp as she's over her dead father's casket.
Not before they break the stand where the casket's at.
Correct, yes.
The range of emotions between these two professional
It's a roller
wrestlers,
coaster.
It's crazy. It's
props to Al Wilson though for like pulling all this off, being in the casket.
What are you talking about? He was actually dead.
Yeah. Props.
It's incredible. It's the best acting
he was a prop. His dead body was a prop. Props to Al Wilson.
Come on, the joke was.
He was also propped up. Come on.
Okay.
Trying to be punny.
Okay, so on some Katie Vick stuff, is what he was doing.
Why do we have to always bring up Katie Vick?
Listen,
it's
because you're here.
Katie Vick and this were happening at the same time, which is insane. what a time.
No, were they actually?
I mean, Katie Vick was October of 2002, and this is January of 2003. So Al Wilson wasn't dead during Katie Vick. But boy,
this was Vince's funeral crasher phase.
Yeah.
Vince? Oh, yeah, I was about to say, I don't think he crashed any funerals.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
I mean, maybe.
I'm sure Vince has fucked a widow or two in his time.
You gotta specify that this isn't me.
Probably.
The listeners must know that this isn't in regards to
Listen,
me.
here's the thing. I don't know why you have to specify, because I guarantee you, when we talk about
Nobody's
Vince
thinking
McMahon and everything that he's doing, no one is thinking, man, Vince Delgado, fucking in 2003, fucking widows and shit to death. Like, no, nobody's thinking that.
Rich is a hell of a drug.
If they listen to this podcast, I mean, you can't really throw anything out.
That's true.
If they're still listening at this point with all the,
I do have a
Auschwitz
question.
talk or whatever. Yeah.
And because I remember I started watching full time right around 2003, and they were already feuding. Dawn Marie and Tori Wilson were. Did this start because she had a thing for older men, Dawn Marie did, or were they already bitter rivals and she just decided, you know what, to get back?
I'm gonna fuck your dad.
I'm gonna fuck your dad to get back at you.
I think it's
Fuck your dad.
as any solution to any problem.
I'm gonna fuck your dad. Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck your dad.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
Don't say anything.
I'm
This
sorry.
is not the place.
This
is not your podcast.
Is this the Katie Pump podcast? No, go ahead, Matt.
No, because I know what he's gonna say and it involves me, and I'm vetoing it.
All right. Well, for listeners, create your own story in your head. So we got Dawn Marie versus Tori Wilson. What a matchup. The highs and lows. They really built up to the crescendo of this match. And
She wore a veil.
dude,
Like
Dawn Marie comes out in a black veil and pretty much nothing else. Is just, I can't tell if this is supposed to be comedy or if we're supposed to be taking this seriously, because it is so like hokey at this point. Because Al Wilson, we should say, just in case anybody's confused, he's not really dead at this point. He is now, rest in peace. But
Don't tell Vince that. He thought he was dead.
I mean, maybe he died and came back. Who knows? Some people like the method act.
I just watched an episode of Justice League where Solomon Grundy comes back to life and he's already dead. So,
And Justice League, Al Wilson, there's a lot of parallels there. So that's actually a really good point.
Yeah, same multiverse.
How much goddamn chocolate is there, Matt? It's a never-ending bunny of chocolate.
I really just like calling him out too. Jesus.
I mean, anyone that watches this is going to see it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not, I'm not concerned. Whatever. Go ahead.
I'm just breaking small pieces off. That's all.
Sure.
Yeah.
I just don't want Katie to get distracted by the chocolate, whatever. So
This is all that's left. This is it.
Okay.
I'm almost done.
I'm proud of you.
Promise. Hey, last podcast I guest hosted on, I built a fucking Lego tumbler from Batman while I was doing the show. So be happy I'm just eating chocolate.
It's true. You did
Ooh,
witness
you have
that.
pictures of the Tumblr?
Well, not right now. I'll show you after.
Send it to my DMs. I want to see it. I want to see
That's
the pics.
paywall stuff, Vince, as you were saying.
Yeah. Duh.
I'll show you my stuff. You show me yours, man.
And to answer your question, Vince, as far as like what started this storyline, I do think it was Dawn didn't like Tori. So yeah, she was just like, I'm gonna make love to your father. And there's no real because there's no titles on SmackDown for women. So it's really just two catty bitches. I guess Dawn's really the only catty bitch here. I guess Tori's kind of not in the wrong really. But yeah, so it's been a long story here, and this is the culmination. It's like a 3-minute match here. So Dawn Marie comes out with a black veil, takes it off right before the bell rings, and then they start going at it. Because the ref is checking on Tori because Tori's obviously distraught. She just lost her father.
Yeah.
Her hair is all frazzled. It's a whole thing. And so Tori's like, she doesn't know if she wants to go through with this. So the ref's like, are you sure you're okay? And then as the ref is checking on Tori, Dawn Marie just Pearl Harbor jobs her, catches her off guard. And that's a wrestling phrase, by the way. I've learned through past guests. That's not me.
Through which past guest?
A couple of them, actually. Not just my anti-Asian ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I specifically only ever hear that on anti-Asian podcasts with you.
Well, I'm 35% Asian. So
Yeah, I know.
you guys can't say Pearl Harbor job, though.
I won't.
I
Don't
didn't
worry.
want to.
The fact that I'm Filipino allows me to reference a Japanese attack on the U.S. In case you guys...
I've heard this explanation before, and I 100% agree.
You're welcome.
With all my white privilege, I allow it.
Thank you.
I'm not touching that.
Well, speaking of touching, Tori Wilson and Dawn Marie start touching each other in the ring. I mean, they're trying. You know, these two have actually had decent matches in the past, but this one was whatever. It wasn't terrible, but it was whatever. Dawn Marie's throwing out Fujiwara arm bars. She does like a springboard clothesline off the second rope. So there's some fun stuff in here, but ultimately it's kind of a anticlimactic finish with Tori winning with a swinging neckbreaker out of nowhere and gets the win. So, like, I think commentaries even they're like, well, that's not going to bring her dad back. I was like, cool.
Which is like, why the fuck would you say that?
Glad I watched this. But
They're
dad's
not
like,
wrong,
oh,
though.
she won. Yeah.
I mean, they're not wrong, but they gotta say it.
Here's the thing.
Tell me the thing.
I was fully surprised at how much of a wrestler. Like, for whatever reason, when anyone talks about this era in wrestling, especially women like Dawn Marie and Tori Wilson or Stacy Keibler, it's always thought of as all they had were evening gown matches or, you know, things like that. There wasn't a lot of real wrestling going on. So to see that stuff out of Dawn Marie and me not really remembering Dawn Marie being known for any of that stuff,
I remember
or
Dawn
Tori,
Marie.
because Tori is constantly because you'll get to Sable and Tori eventually and the whole Playboy stuff. You're well on your way to more Tori being seduced by older women that want to fuck her, and unfortunately Sable couldn't fuck her dad because her dad was already dead. So had to settle for Tori.
So she fucked Vince instead.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
She,
another old man.
you know, surrogate father. I just want to know, how long does it take of not having a dad for you to get over not having a dad? Because I feel like she felt pretty over it pretty quick. If anyone on the show could help me out with that question, I would appreciate it. Anyone? How long?
Looks like nobody's responding.
Yeah, I don't think there's an answer.
As a poppy myself, you know, I'm always trying to be involved whenever I can be.
How admirable of you, Vincente.
I mean, Matt, you tell me. I miss out on some episodes. So how does it feel? How long does it take for you to like have that father figure? You know, like be able.
I have Katie, so really, I'm pretty much okay without the poppy
All right.
in most instances.
Most, not all.
I like when he visits, and you know, the fact that you visited repeatedly for about a month now has been really nice. But once you go back to, you know, get your pack of cigarettes and I don't see you for a couple weeks,
Couple years,
it'll be business as usual.
2 decades.
There you go. So you answer your own question.
Man,
You had the answers all along.
there's a lot going on here. So many layers.
Just like Dawn Marie
Like
and
this
Tori
feud.
Wilson.
Like this feud.
Well, anything else on that before we
Nope.
move on to?
Just move on.
No, I think we could actually sink deeper into this. Well, you know who could get us on track is Eric Bischoff, because he's backstage. And he's talking to Randy Orton, you know, pretty casually. This is right before Evolution.
Baby Randy Orton.
Yo, long hair Randy Orton is a menace, and I don't like it. So
I like
making
it.
me
More baggy
uncomfortable.
jeans.
Baggy jeans, baggy jacket, or whatever the hell he was
He's
wearing.
allowed.
Baggy hair.
Okay, easy, Katie. I didn't mean to touch a sore spot. But EB's talking to Orton. I guess I forget I guess Orton's on Raw at this point. But Stephanie McMahon walks up, and if you guys don't remember, they're the two GMs of each show, because this is back when the brand split was a thing. I don't know if Matt.
Back when Stephanie was fine as fuck.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
My wife's right behind me, so I can't say too much. But
Whoa, hold on. We are doing a podcast and she's actually in the building.
God.
she is here. Yeah.
Is it because we brought other people and it's not just you and me?
Look, you've heard what we've talked about so far. I don't think the content is why she's not here when I record with you. So, but
This is how you are after you're recording with me.
what hard?
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you think my wife? Oh, whatever. So we got. I'm already in enough trouble. So we got Eric Bischoff and Stephanie McMahon talking backstage. So we're at a point here. So Raw like in real life, Raw is the drizzling shits, which, you know, some things never change. But at this point, I mean, they're doing all this shit with like the Scott Steiner and Triple H stuff hasn't really hit on TV, and then they got like Chris Nowinski doing stupid stuff. You got
Who?
Exactly. And you got
The Harvard graduate Chris Nowinski.
Yeah. He's involved in a lot of concussion research nowadays. He was a big part of the Chris Benoit thing. He's more of a doctor now than anything. But
And he's got firsthand knowledge because he was here when the shit was happening.
He got a concussion himself and had to retire. So that's why he wasn't. He was a tough enough. He was tough enough to winner, I think.
Okay.
Runner up, I think. I don't think he won.
Maybe not. I don't remember. But where are we at here? Oh yeah, so Eric Bischoff and Stephanie are. That was the point. Is because Raw sucks. So Vince McMahon came out on Raw and gave Eric Bischoff an ultimatum. He was like, "If Raw doesn't get better in 30 days, you're fired." So Eric Bischoff says that he has a bombshell on Raw the next day from this pay-per-view, and Stephanie's like, "Well, I also got a bombshell." The thing she does.
There's a difference.
She has two.
Is it her tits?
It is.
I guess,
Yeah.
I guess technically it's three
I-
bombshells. Yeah, and then the one she's going to announce on SmackDown.
Her big. Oh,
No, that's just what she's going to do on SmackDown. When it's come out. Anyway, what did Eric Bischoff get pissed on? Like, what was the piss reference? Because I don't remember what happened to Eric Bischoff, but Stephanie made a comment about piss. I know William Regal drank tea with pee in it
I remember
from
that.
Jericho, but I don't remember how it happened to Bischoff.
So just to reference what you're saying, so Stephanie, she's like, Vince is never gonna fire me because I'm a McMahon, and well, I would say blood is thicker than water, but in your case, blood is thicker than urine. That's how she delivered it. It made me enraged watching this. So I guess, I don't know. It's just Eric Bischoff is stinky piss. I don't know. I think that's all it was.
Maybe Vince pissed on him. Who knows?
I was just saying,
he got
nothing
R. Kelly.
happened in the weeks leading up to this where, like, there was no R. Kelly situation.
Not on TV. Maybe that's a reference to
I
the
wanna
backstage
piss on
shenanigans.
you.
I don't know if it is. Yeah.
Also, I love that his response was, "Oh yeah, well, money's thicker than blood."
Is it though?
Eric Bischoff sucks.
Well, I mean, theoretically, depending on how much money you have, it's going to be thicker than a pool of blood.
Right, but you get like $1 bill, right? You know, I mean, you have like some blood. What's thicker? Especially if you have really viscous blood.
Ooh. Too many factors. We can't figure this out.
Really, I don't think Eric
We're not
Bischoff takes.
scientists.
Speak for yourself. Vince seems like he's on the case right here, so he seems like he's.
I'm trying to figure out where the
It's on
urine
the fucking
reference came
case.
from. Is what I'm
Wait,
trying to figure out.
I have a different joke for that.
Okay.
Well, Vince, I think Vince has experimented a lot in his day. But anyways, speaking of experimenting, WWE didn't experiment enough, I think, with this guy, Sean O'Hare, the devil's advocate gimmick that they're trying out with him, which never really panned out to be anything, I don't think, as far as I remember.
It does not.
I know because they do a little vignette for Sean O'Hare, building him up, because he hasn't really been on TV since the Invasion, when he was teaming with Chuck Palumbo, I think.
Yes.
And he does come back eventually. He does a weird thing where Roddy Piper's his manager, and he like smashes Rikishi with a coconut, and it doesn't really lead to anything. But any thoughts on Sean O'Hare? I always thought he was a dude that looked like a star, personally.
Two of the biggest missed opportunities in wrestling, things that they started that just never panned out and never became anything. Sean O'Hare's devil advocate gimmick, well ahead of its time, definitely could have been something. It's what Aleister Black's gimmick should have been when he got called up to the main roster and they were having him hang out in a dark room in a suit and do the shit. This is what it could have been and should have been.
He should have been Sean
And
O'Hare.
I think it would have. Well, Sean O'Hare isn't around, so
Neither is Malachi Black. So he followed suit.
well,
Sean O'Hare is more
literally.
around.
Yeah,
Oh.
literally
Oh.
not around.
He got
Like,
Al Wilson.
yeah, he's with Al Wilson.
He got fucked to death by Don Marie. You're absolutely right.
Lucky
Jesus
bastard.
fucking Christ.
The other one, Mordecai. Very
Rigby?
still sad about Mordecai.
Settle down.
Listen, we had early on in the Smackin Raw podcast when I had my co-host Eric. His whole thing was making sure that no one ever forgot that Mordecai existed. He would say that Mordecai was in the rafters waiting for his return at every pay-per-view that happened, that we covered everything. He came by for WrestleMania this year, and randomly, I have not talked to him about wrestling in a couple of years. It's been months. Randomly in the middle of the show, he goes, "So did anyone see Mordecai up there when they showed the ceiling?" Just, he's still waiting for that moment. He's waiting for his moment to make his return. It's going to be after Roman Reigns wins. And this was before Roman won. And then Roman won. And he's like, "Here comes Mordecai." I'm like, "You son of a bitch. I fucking hate you."
Shout out to Mordecai. Great gimmick. Teased a feud with Eddie Guerrero and never panned out.
Teased a feud with The Undertaker that never panned out, which was where that should have been first.
I think they were building up to that, but I like the reasoning why he wanted to go after Eddie Guerrero.
Poor Kyle's like, "I just wanted to talk about Sean O'Hare. Now we're talking about Mordecai."
No. I saw Mordecai live. That's
Oh, really?
the pleasure that you guys in Chicago, you get all the big fucking shows. You get Money in the Bank 2011. You get all the SummerSlams and the WrestleManias. You know what Norfolk, Virginia gets? Mordecai versus Hardcore Holly on a pay-per-view. On a pay-per-view.
That was a great match.
You know what was before that? Luther Reigns versus Charlie Haas. Suck me. Anyways.
Okay.
I'm not my.
Yes.
Okay. Anyways.
If you ask.
Well, yeah, okay.
I think he just did.
Is Charlie no longer in your basement?
Oh no, he's there. I just threw him a sandwich a little while ago. Well, speaking of that, we got Triple H, the World Heavyweight Champion, defending his title against Scott Steiner, the big bad booty daddy, coming out here. And so, again, the riveting backstory of all these matches, it just keeps continuing. So there was a segment on Raw a few weeks before this where Eric Bischoff made a blunder and he accidentally double booked the main event segment, which one, it was Triple H and one, it was Scott Steiner. I guess they each had different, like Triple H was going to celebrate his win at Armageddon and Scott Steiner was going to, I don't know, rub himself with baby oil or something.
As he should.
And then they come together as like, "No, I should be here. No, I should be here." And then they're like, "Well, my muscles are bigger." And then they have, arm wrestling matches in the weeks leading up to this. They have pose downs. They have push-up contests. I mean, this whole feud is literally like, "No, I have the better muscles. Let's fight." It's just, this goes back to what I was saying about how Raw sucked at this point. It was not good. By the way, Triple H kicked the shit out of Scott in the pose down. I mean, he easily beat him, but that's neither here nor there. But Vince, you said you had a comment on the aesthetics of the lingerie that these guys were wearing.
Yeah. Okay. So
maybe not the lingerie. But,
this was during that weird time in Triple H's career when he was experimenting with different colored gear. He had like purple, I think blue, red. Like it just Triple H and anything other than black just was very weird to me. And it was very jarring too, seeing no facial hair, clean cut baby face Triple H, given that he wasn't a baby face. It made it all the more confusing. And then, Scott Steiner with the maroon colored thong afterwards at the end of the match, honestly, I didn't even care about the results. All I was thinking about and all I cared about was looking at Scott's thong,
As you should.
This is the debut of Triple H's colored tights. Well, his tights with colors. And also the debut of Scott's thong. So, two debuts.
So we did get a Brian Pace match.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
I feel like that would just be a panties match, but okay.
Hopefully your fantasy match then.
Surprisingly, I took more notes for this match than I did the entire rest of the pay-per-view.
Let him fly.
That I watched. I agree. I've never liked Hunter without facial hair. It's weird. It's jarring, and I'm not a fan.
Facts.
We are seeing Cody Rhodes' future here in Scott Steiner because this is how, things go for guys who build themselves up to be stars outside of WWE. They come in, they get squashed by someone like Triple H, and then there's a 50-50 shot as if, 3-4 years down the road, they can build themselves back up like Booker T did. But you never know.
By the way, just one note. I loved on your show last night, all of the 2003 January references you made with no like context. You're just bringing up, oh yeah, Triple H and Scott Steiner and Brock Lesnar from 2000. Like everybody listening, is like,
They
what the hell?
both were fucking doing it. Like y'all ain't
It
slick.
made me laugh. It made me smile. But continue that.
It was all for you, Kyle.
That promo package was fantastic for this match, though, and they really hyped up this shitty feud
Tell me about the package.
in a great way. Freakzilla, aka Scott Steiner, for those of you who aren't in the know, loves a few things: Superman, America, his chainmail, and the number 69. All of which we saw between his gear and his entrance.
I noticed that too.
Also, surprisingly, apparently the crowd really was behind Scott Steiner in this match.
Mhm.
For as shitty as this feud supposedly was and everything, like they were really behind Scott Steiner in this,
This match wasn't as bad as I thought it was, honestly.
Yeah, and he had signs in the crowd.
Yeah, he had signs in the crowd, but like, was it just me or did I notice that like Scott got like blown up pretty early and almost throughout the entire match?
Unless I'm misremembering, this is his first, at least his first televised match since his debut.
Oh, really?
Or his return, I guess.
Okay.
I'm sure he's had like dark matches and stuff, but he's still relatively fresh
AEW
back on the
dark.
scene. So, yeah, on Elevation actually. But
What's crazy to me is in 2003, Scott Steiner was setting the blueprint for what future Brock Lesnar would be doing that everyone thought was the greatest shit, with just repeatedly suplexing people over and over and over. And everyone shits on the guy. But then Brock Lesnar does it, and it's Suplex City. Steiner is the house on which Suplex City was built, all right?
spread the word.
Spread the good word.
Other things from 2023 that people complain about or whatever. Man, could you imagine the people that hate I'm going to blank out on her fucking name and look like an asshole now. The female ref in AEW. Aubrey
Edwards.
Ref Aubrey. Could you imagine them seeing Earl Hebner in this match, making himself a part of the match and being so animated and getting involved? Because refs should just be in the background and not be seen. They'd fucking hate it.
I'm glad you brought that up, man, because like I actually had that in my notes. Is I kind of liked the intro to the match. It was very UFC style, where he's talking to the competitors, laying down the rules. He's like, "Hey, I'm not going to take any shenanigans from either you two." That I liked. I liked that when they used to do that back in the day, and they mostly did that in the 2000s, maybe in that era. I can't remember too much. Vague memory.
Well,
but
Tim White just got inducted into the Hall of Fame, and when they inducted him, they said the reason he was so memorable was because he made himself a part of the match and got in there and got involved and got the spotlight on him.
On top of that, and then in the match itself, like it's the way that he was involved in the match that I felt like enhanced it, because Triple H was trying to get himself disqualified, pulls him out, and he's like, "I'm going to disqualify you." I'm like, "Wait, that's what your son of a bitch ass wants me to do. I'm not going to disqualify you." It wasn't until he pulled out his big giant mallet of a hammer, and I'm not talking about his penis, and then just rammed on Scott Steiner that, poor Earl Hebner had no choice but to call the DQ. But, shout out to Earl.
I just love the way you say things, Vince. I really do. His big giant mallet of a hammer.
I saw your eyes light up when he said it. Yeah.
It's called a sledgehammer.
It's a big giant mallet, Katie, I think.
No, that was something Bray Wyatt used in a Hell in a Cell. Those are different things.
I forgot. How ridiculous for me. But yes, I concur. Like you said, Matt, this match is pretty much Scott just suplexing Triple H a bunch. Triple H gets damn near no offense in this match. He even face busters, the knee to the face deal onto Steiner, and Steiner just no sells it completely.
I loved it so much.
Which I get, giant mallets, no selling. It's all Bray Wyatt in this match, or all the Fiends, and like you said, Vince, the whole match, Triple H just trying to get counted out. He's walking towards the aisle. He's walking in the crowd, trying to get away from Scott. But Scott Steiner is having none of it, and then Triple H is throwing out all the low blows, and he took Earl Hebner once and grabbed him by the shirt and threw him out of the ring, and then Earl's like, "God damn it, pal!" Or what's his accent sound like? He's like, "Oh God, you ain't gonna get DQ'd," or whatever he sounds like.
I think you nailed it.
Thanks.
Spot on.
I appreciate it.
You should just do the rest of the show like that.
Yeah.
Triple. I'm not gonna do that. I'm already gassed from doing that. But Triple H whips out the sledgehammer, hits Scott Steiner with it, and then Earl's like, "Well, goddamn, well that's enough." Now it's just AJ Styles. I don't know what it is.
It's like a Looney Tune.
You sound like you're doing Kenny doing AJ Styles.
Well, you see, I tried. You know.
Wow.
That's all I got. That's all I got for you.
10 out of 10.
So yeah, Triple H gets DQ'd, which I guess is why this feud kind of gets shit on in hindsight, because I believe they have a rematch at No Way Out, and I think it has a similar ending. So the match was fine. It is what it is. The finish sucked, but Triple H is laid in a pool of his own blood with the title straight across him after Scott puts him in the recliner and
Puts him in a chair?
huh?
The Steiner recliner.
A recliner?
Yeah.
It's Jesus fucking Christ.
The Steiner recliner. How
Thank
much
you.
more specification? Did I just say
Thank you.
recliner? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a goose.
Not the lazy boy recliner.
Not a lazy boy
It's not
recliner.
just say the little goose.
Big old goose here. But yes, his Scott's whale tail makes an appearance. Was that a velvet thong that he's wearing, or am I?
Wait,
so.
do you wear anything but velvet thongs?
I'm gonna tell you this, Matt. I almost never wear thongs, so I'm not the one to ask.
I think you're missing out.
Maybe I am. It doesn't seem
Vince,
comfortable
how
to
many
me.
non-velvet thongs do you own?
For me, none.
Every thong I own is velvet.
You wear
It's so
the
soft.
That's the correct answer.
I've got
That's-
one on right now.
All thongs are velvet.
No, all the ones I own are velvet.
Yeah,
not all of them
that's what I'm
in
saying.
existence.
That's-
All the ones
that's
I
the correct
own.
answer.
all good thongs are velvet.
All good thongs are velvet.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a t-shirt, right?
It's the more you know.
Not my t-shirt. You could sell that on sexualseductions.com.
Sexual seductions.
You made a good point though, Kyle. I think maybe the reason why I enjoyed this match as much as I did was because it was very much a Fiend match, and the Fiend is fucking fantastic. No selling and giant mallets of hammers. Like, this was everything I enjoy in a wrestling match. So
Undertaker does his fair share of no selling, but it works for his gimmick specifically.
worked for the Fiend's gimmick too,
Yeah,
and I guess Scott Steiner's.
yeah. They're all freaks of nature. All three of them.
He is
Yeah.
Freakzilla.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good point.
Big Papa Plum.
He's got the hookup. Holla if you hear me.
Do we think this was too much too soon for Scott Steiner? Because this is his first feud, fighting for the world title, and he loses, and then he pretty much does nothing after this.
No, this is par for the course with WWE with how they treated these guys.
Yeah, that's
So-
true. Which is why Sting didn't show up right away.
No, if you think about everyone that, and they even did it to Sting, but if you think about everyone that they brought in from WWE, top names like Goldberg,
You mean
like Booker
WCW?
T, WCW, ECW, they brought into WWE. They had them in that top spot, that in that near main event. I mean, Booker T was wrestling The Rock and losing the WCW title to The Rock. You know, he lost to Triple H. They have to break these guys down out of the gimmicks that made them popular and rebuild them in their own WWE image before they let them get over. Some guys like Scott Steiner either didn't have what it took to be rebuilt or just didn't stick around long enough to make that happen.
Yeah, and I think he completely rebuilt himself in the perfect way in Impact, you know. Had the math and the algorithm by his side, you know. I think that's where you got the best of Scott.
The math, his math was just not right here. Is
Yeah,
what you're
exactly.
saying.
The math was not mathing.
He was Katie Mathin here,
Hey.
not Steiner Mathin.
Hey.
Is it not canon that you can't math?
It is, but don't insult me like that.
Don't need to call her out, man. I mean,
My math
she's
is better than Steiner.
minded her own business.
Literally, I'm
Well.
just fucking sitting here and I'm getting called out and disrespected. It's not even my show. It's not even your show.
It's just our dynamic.
Speaking of math, we've pretty much subtracted one person from this match coming up. So we got Kurt Angle.
Oh my god.
Well, I guess technically he subtracted himself. But we got a WWE title match. Well, I guess maybe or Kevin Sullivan, maybe, depending on who you believe. But we got the WWE title match. Kurt Angle, the champion, defending against Mr. Christopher Benoit. Now, it could be a little tough to watch Chris Benoit matches, given the things that happened, the thing. But that being said, this match in a vacuum is one of my favorite matches of all time. And it's incredible.
Lots of German suplexes and submissions,
Lots of submissions. And this is like a time period. So Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle, I mean, the backstory is what it is. I mean, they were tag team partners for a little bit, but they never really got along, and their egos were getting the best of each other. And then so they broke up, and they've kind of been back and forth. But then Chris Benoit won a number one contenders match on SmackDown. And now we're at this match, and they've introduced Team Angle into the equation, Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas. Yes. They're not the world's greatest yet. They're just Team Angle.
They're on their way.
They're up the ladder. And by the way, so Armageddon, the road here is so stupid. So Armageddon was the last pay-per-view. The WWE title match was the Big Show, who was the champion, versus Kurt Angle. Brock Lesnar interferes to take out the Big Show because him and Big Show had beef, and they still do, I guess, as per the earlier match. Roast beef. And so Brock basically helps Kurt Angle win. So Kurt Angle wins the title. But then Kurt Angle comes out the next week on SmackDown and is like, oh, it was all a plan all along. I'm actually with Paul Heyman, not the Big Show. And then the Big Show comes out and Paul's like, no, I'm with both of you. And the Big Show's like, oh, why did you call me? You know how Big Show talks. Yeah. And then he's spitting all over him. He's pissed. Naturally, because he lost the title. And now Paul's like with the champion now. He's like, you're going to leave me just because he's the champion? And Paul's like, no. All the leverage us three have now. Just imagine Big Show. And that's all the Big Show needs to be like, oh, okay. And because he's a big dumb animal, as we touched on.
Great pants.
Jaggy beans on this show.
Jaggy beans.
And so that's kind of an underlying thing here. But they cut out all the shenanigans in this match, which I greatly appreciated. They ejected Team Angle right from the beginning. There's no interference, no tomfoolery, no velvet thongs in this match. There is just wrestling. This is as wrestling gets. And in a time period where that is much craved, because you got a lot of bullshit, as we've talked about, in this product at this point. So to have this technical classic was much appreciated to watch. I mean, like all the submission counters, the ankle locks and the cross faces and vice versa, and all like the trading of suplexes, just really smooth. Like the juxtaposition between this and the world title match, where that was very rough and just goofy, whereas this one was just crisp and smooth. It was just, I love this match. What do you guys think about it?
This is the second Kurt Angle and Benoit match that I have watched because of you. Because Unforgiven 2002, we had this exact same match, except
Also
Kurt wasn't the champion. Also a great match. I think I kind of liked this one better out of the two. It is like a crazy thing to think about that the two of them had such, like, those are probably the two best technical wrestlers in their time, in their prime. Like, especially the two of them together, like, you get really fucking good matches like this and Unforgiven 2002 and all the other ones they've had. It does pose the point that, like, this was one of the only, like, actual, like, wrestling matches on the card.
Yeah.
There were like matches, but this was the longest match, the most technical match, the most like, if you think about like wrestling in that aspect, this was your bread and butter. But if you like the cinematic stuff and the background stuff, like, you know, Stepmother, Stepdaughter stuff, then that's for you. I feel like this is the time where they kind of had something for everybody.
True.
Like, regardless of what you liked. So, I mean, I feel like this was a good way to end the pay-per-view before the Rumble.
Right. Yeah. And you guys, like, talk about this a lot on your show, like, as far as, like, what wrestling is, you know, quote unquote, like, various guests you have on, like, people have different perspectives. To me, I think, like you said, it should be everything. Like, you should sit down and watch a show and get a little bit of the soap opera stuff, and then a little bit of the technical stuff, and a little bit, like, hardcore stuff. Like, I love it all, and I'd prefer shows to be like this, but maybe this one's a little heavy on the soap opera shit. But I do appreciate the buffet of stuff that this card had.
I like a buffet as opposed to just being served the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I think, and you're going to get into it, Kyle. I think because I've been doing Return to Wrestling with Travis, and I did the entire Chris Benoit, Kevin Sullivan woman angle in WCW, I've become a little more desensitized to, like, if you watch that after the fact and like you've had to sit through that and cover that, seeing him now in 2003 and everything, like having witnessed that, it was just like watching another Benoit match because I've watched so many recently. He's a huge part of 96. Thank you. Love you. You're the best. You're gorgeous.
Thank you.
I love you.
Katie said bye. Hi. Love you.
That's my wife.
But yeah, no, I'm just it didn't bother me, and it 100% was the best match on the card. It's one of the best matches they've ever done. And it's crazy to think we're still a year away from Chris Benoit winning the World Heavyweight title.
I was thinking about that too.
Initially, when we were told we were covering Royal Rumble Ruthless Aggression Era, for whatever reason, I misread it as 2004. I was like, oh, we're watching that Rumble. But then I saw it was all three. I was like, oh, okay, so we're just a year off. So,
yeah,
That's how math works.
it is. But don't listen to
you're
Katie.
improving.
Right?
She's improving.
It is interesting though. Because Benoit does, like, unless I'm forgetting, I don't think he does like really anything in between now and the next year's Rumble, because he's like goes into a tag team with Rhino and just kind of fiddle fucks a little bit with that. And then
there's also a point in time where he is kind of sort of aligned with John Cena, and John Cena's doing his battle rap, but I think that's after.
That's like
I think
Survivor
that's
Series
05 or 06 Cena.
no, it's Survivor Series 03. I had this. That they like teamed together at Survivor Series 03, and they faced that big team that I mentioned earlier of all the big meaty men, and they were the final two in that match, Benoit and Cena.
But John Cena comes out rapping
As he does.
and does his battle rap during an entrance, and this is one of the only like Chris Benoit promos that I remember. Is Chris Benoit ends the rap with "I'll make you tap," like he is the punchline at the end, and that's all he says in John Cena's battle rap, and they're together in a tag team.
Really?
I am looking this up when we're done.
That
I need to
Won't
see
be
this.
disappointed.
That doesn't sound like it should work, but the way you
It did.
describe it makes it seem like it worked perfectly.
But it's John Cena.
John Cena
In
is
Cleveland.
like can do no wrong.
John Cena didn't really have great hype men. Do you guys remember B2 or B squared?
Square.
B squared.
Butching them.
Jensen, no, Josh Briggs, one of the two. One of the cowboy fucks down in NXT is B squared's child. He's B to the fourth power.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
be fourth.
That may make me like them
Yeah,
more.
B to the fourth.
And I feel like
May
you've
the
mentioned
fourth
this
be with
before, and it always
Be the fourth.
like-
be with
I'm
you.
pretty sure it's the Virgin.
So
Jensen.
What is it? Jensen.
Briggs, yeah, Briggs Jensen, not Josh Brooks.
Yeah.
yeah, it's the
Because we
version.
call him Brooks and Dunn for like 8 years, so like I get them all types of fucking confused.
It's your guys' fault that I don't know their names. Because you
Matt's
guys
fault.
joke about what their names are, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what their names are. And then I tell other people
It's
that.
dumb.
I'm like, who the hell are these guys?
The version. Yeah.
Not Pete.
Pete version.
No, that's
big
Bush.
squared guy.
Yeah, that's
Bush. Wait, what?
We just keep going.
What a tree. What a tree. Well, any other thoughts on this before we get ready to rumble?
I hate you.
I missed the old WWE title. That's it. The Undisputed title design.
a good
I
one.
loved it. One of my favorites.
I don't hate it. I do like that they made it like twice as big once Brock won it.
Yes.
Like all of a sudden it was just way bigger than it. I guess. Yeah.
Big mean
Well,
man.
Bigger's better, isn't it?
That's not
Size
what.
doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, if you ask Allison, it's a different story. So which is it?
Okay, well she's not here,
Fair enough.
so I will say.
To be
Well,
fair, size is a preference, Vince. You can
All right. There you go.
imagine some, doesn't others.
We're all different, and that's okay.
Kyle's a big size queen.
So I got
White
nothing.
person smiled. See,
White person smile. Is that what you
I
said?
was
we
gonna
talked
say-
about that. We talked about that. Was that after the show?
That's the other 65% of Kyle.
Yeah,
That's all the Scottish in me.
Oh. Okay.
Drew.
Drew McIntyre. I share a birthday with him.
Yeah.
I just found out.
Nobody asked. So we got the Royal Rumble coming up here, and all right, I'm gonna play. Listeners, hit that timestamp at 1:39:46. So that's the WWE Royal Rumble on Peacock, otherwise known as Season 16, Episode 1 of Royal Rumble from 2003. Have your timestamp set at 1:39:46. Keep it on mute or keep the volume low or whatever. And let our commentary take you through this journey, or just listen to it if you're in the car or mowing the lawn or shoving your balls in a rabbit's mouth outside in your backyard. Whatever it is you're doing, you can just listen to this, or if you want to follow along, 1:39:46. Once you're ready, I'll count you down from 3, and we'll hit play. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, I'll have a running ticker going, so it might be easiest that way, but just another option if you want to follow along. But let's get ready to do it. Let's get ready to rumble, huh, folks? 3, 2, 1, play.
Shout out to Howard Finkel.
Oh, Finkster, giving us the rundown.
I love them in Legend.
Listen, Kyle, I appreciate you not inviting the rack and trying to, use those sexy ass eyes to squeeze me out of every episode that you've had that idiot Matt Ritter on. But I am here and I am ready to recap. I am going to enjoy the shit out of this.
You're going to do that for 58 minutes, aren't you?
Oh, you best believe I'm going to do it for 58 minutes. I did an entire porn watch along doing this. This is nothing.
He did. I was there.
That's very
I showed up
unfortunate
at
for
some
all
point.
involved.
Vince
Also-
just randomly showed up, not expecting it.
How else could we do this? There is a sexy boy on screen and it is not the rack for once.
Every time I think about his music, I always think about the meme where it's like, it shows McDonald's and like they're out of boy toys and it's just HBK crying. Seen that?
No,
I'm
no,
finding it
that's
right
stupid.
now
Please send
and
that.
sending it to all of you.
Oh my god.
That'll be the thumbnail of the episode.
Let me fucking find it.
Shut
So we're all aware that because Shawn Michaels came out first, he is exponentially more important than whoever comes out after him. Correct?
Right, because he's
In
starting from the
general,
beginning.
because Jericho's number 2, so in general.
Well, Jericho's still number 2, right? Oh, is that what your joke was?
Yeah.
Because poop.
Yeah, he's shit.
Nice.
Not the shit, just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Do you
he's-
guys personally care at all, knowing beforehand who the first 2 competitors, or at least one of the first competitors, is in the Rumble, or do you want the entire thing to be a surprise?
I like being surprised.
I mean, in this case, there's a story that goes along with it, so I don't mind because Jericho
Right.
and Shawn are trying to outdo each other.
Fair enough.
But in general, like the more surprises, the better.
Generally, when the rack is getting 30-minute one time, he is not too concerned at the order in which they appear. So
I don't listen to anything you say, Rack.
listen, Kyle, I got a question for you. Do you know what day this took place on? When in January?
I don't. Why don't you tell me?
Well, I don't. I'm asking because it was my understanding that they wanted to have it on January 6th, but Chris Jericho had other plans. They were not able to.
Yeah, they're really premeditating that, right? Oh, it's
Yep.
Christian. That's not Jericho.
I remember this. Yes.
I
I was
forgot
trying to
that
find the
until
meme. I
now.
wasn't paying attention.
I don't blame you.
There's no better way to start a match than touching Shawn Michaels' dick.
Little
There.
Pearl Harbor from
I sent
Jericho.
Stop.
I didn't do it.
You
Is he
can see the
bleeding?
meme now. Check your DM.
Oh my god, I love it.
Have you guys? I literally saw this on Twitter earlier today.
I've seen this before, and I always forget to save good memes.
Yeah, I lost my smile. Screenshot. That's hilarious.
The Rack has a very bad feeling that these 2 gentlemen are going to be the last 2 in the Rumble as well, and that everyone that shows up after this is just not going to matter.
That is not the case, unfortunately.
It's not 2023, Matt. Or 22, whatever they did that.
2023.
Or no, they did it on the Women's Rumble this year, didn't they?
Yeah.
Was that Liv and Rhea?
You mean living mommy?
My mistake. My
Put
mistake.
some goddamn respect on her name. God.
Oh man, he's cutting the same exact place that Triple H was cut.
Ooh.
What are the
God
odds?
damn.
that?
I did not know this was a John
30.
Moxley match.
This is where he gets his inspiration. Actually, is
Yo,
early
this
2000s.
Jericho beard is brutal.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, who's next?
All
Goldberg's not
hair
here yet, Katie.
braided exactly the same way as Jericho's chin hair.
There we go. It's your boy, Katie. It's Chris Nowinski.
Yes.
Oh my god. No way.
You know the music.
No, there's no familiarity whatsoever. Who
You
is
see, he's
this
a
man?
Harvard grad, so he's smart. That's why he's not getting in there.
Well, I didn't go to Harvard, but I'm probably smarter than him.
How dare you?
If The Rack had hair, he would wear it just like Chris Nowinski.
See,
Well, thank God
I
you
feel
don't.
like the Rack could pull off HBK's really short hair like this.
HBK
Bob.
did not pull off HBK's short hair. Listen,
It's a bob. It's a Karen bob, actually.
Question: Do you think you can pull off the Chris Jericho beard with the little like ponytail type thing in there?
I'm pulling it off right now with my pants. I said that, Vince.
He
I
said
need
it
a
when he was
visual
listening, though. I heard him. Ew.
Gotcha.
No.
Oh, there goes. I forgot Sean got eliminated so early.
Well, I really was expecting like a skin the cat kind of thing.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Kyle. I got really excited. Normally, when I see somebody pull out a hair tie like that, I know what's about to happen.
All right, we're putting this back.
He said, "I'm literally putting this away."
Was he like being sucked into the ring there? It looked like he was.
No, he wanted to roll away. That's the vortex. That's the Jericho.
I was about to say it is the vortex of Jericho underneath the ring, ladies and gentlemen. Just suck it in, Michael Hickenbottom.
It's been a thing since 20 years ago.
Oh, tree.
My God, who's next? Is Chris Nowinski just gonna diddle himself on that?
Yes!
Oh, Hall of
Rey
Famer!
Mysterio.
Hall of Famer alert!
And he did the thing. Oh no, he didn't do the thing. God damn it.
No, there was nowhere to do it.
So this is around the time he started being a terrible father. Is that correct?
Yeah, actually,
Man,
close enough time frame.
You can't let me have anything, can you? Whether
Fresh
you
Ray.
whether it's the Rack or Ritter,
Listen,
Both are
there are a lot of things the Rack will let you have, Vince.
ooh.
Take it easy.
Well, okay, Ray, you got power bombed. You did not.
Most of them come
okay.
with a hair tie.
I'm
I
ignoring the
was
rack,
telling
by the way.
myself when Ray was doing his Mania entrance this, last weekend, he definitely should have included a little snippet of this theme song because I fucking loved this theme.
Mm.
Do you guys
Who is that
remember
jumping
his
out of the
theme
sky?
that he used when he won the Royal Rumble? Like he used it for like a short spell before he debuted the POD version of it, but it was more like a reggaeton version of like the Booyaka 619 one.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, fantastic theme
No.
song. And unfortunately, it's not available on Spotify
Of course it's not.
because I can't have nice things.
There you go, Ray. Get
Who's
that
next?
asshole out of
Who's
there.
next? This is my favorite part
I'm
of the
gonna
Rumble.
say it every time. in case
It does
anybody
not
doesn't.
matter because Chris Nowinski is whooping Ray's ass. He already knows this is a terrible father, and he is gonna,
If you can know
Ooh,
Figure
there
it
we go.
out.
It's
Oh.
all connecting. You know what?
Oh,
This
God.
Is it Brood Edge? No, this is not Brood Edge.
No.
this
No, if
is
it's Brood Edge, they would tell you. It would be on the screen that it's Brood
Yeah,
Edge.
in dripping blood,
even though he wasn't coming out with the Brew theme song, but I digress.
This was the
You Think You Know Me
the
Edge.
beginning of the SmackDown 6, right?
I think it was already
Uh,
starting because
It's more towards the end of it, but we're still like kind of in the midst of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, Edge was on SmackDown.
yeah, he was.
Edge is about to. I think it's the next month.
Jericho
he
went
goes
through
and gets
the
neck
middle,
surgery.
correct? Or did he get eliminated?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Wait, yeah, he
Ooh.
did to what? Because he asked 2 questions.
Yes, he went through the middle rope.
Okay.
Yes to both.
Yes, he went through the middle rope, and yes, he got eliminated.
My rules. It's my podcast.
Here we go, 69, baby. Let's go, Ray.
And it's not the
Oh
69.
no,
rack.
he missed the 69.
That's not what the move's called.
Are you sure?
I'm
not what the move's
I'm 95%.
Is there a
sure.
6 in it?
Yep.
Oh,
Oh.
Is there a 9 in
Ah,
it?
he got
Oh.
eliminated. He got eliminated. He touched both.
only one. No,
Yes.
there are 2
Yes,
refs
there's a
right
9 in
there.
there, Matt.
Does the 6 come before the 9?
You can go fuck yourself, Rack. Go 69 yourself.
I think that's physically impossible.
You know what?
No,
If
that's
anyone
wrong,
could do it,
Jeremy.
it's Rack.
Ew.
Who that coming in my eye? R-E-Y, Mysterio. Here we go.
Hey, Rack, I got a question for you. If you suck
Yeah,
your
how can I help you?
if you suck your own dick, is that a self 69?
It's a self.
No, that is more like a. The rec calls that a donut roll.
Ew.
Okay.
I
No further
can't
questions.
say-
You know what?
I
This
object.
white gear from Edge is really good. Like,
Who's next? Sorry, I had to get in there.
Oh man.
It's Christian.
Goat theme song.
I was
Here we
really
go.
hoping Chris Jericho would then be on the stage and Christian would come in from the back
That's
door.
what should have happened.
It's just an endless loop.
Oh, look at them, Cug. That is so cute.
were they
Oh,
were
man.
they still acknowledged as brothers, or were they best friends at this point?
clearly-
Oh no, this
not.
was after they broke up, and Edge does not like Christian in
I
any
think
way.
they
shape, or
might
form.
still be brothers though on screen. Just estranged brothers.
Oh, okay.
I forgot that was a thing they did.
Yeah.
Kind of like Big Show at one point with Andre the Giant's child.
Oh, he still is. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, no shot. He eliminates both these guys. Okay. Here you go, Edge.
See, and that is why this bond between Ray and Edge exists. Ray, using those powerful thighs around Edge's neck to keep him alive in the Royal Rumble.
Oh my god,
Jesus.
that's where the concussion happened.
I think it might have been.
Yeah, he
Dude,
literally.
I think
No,
we just saw
actually-
Chris Nowinski's career end there. I'm like,
But, like,
not
why-
even joking.
Like, why did they think that was a good idea?
I blame Edge.
Oof,
I blame Edge.
Like,
that was rough ski.
If
Get
that
out.
didn't end his career, this Bronco Buster.
Bronco?
The Bronco
Yeah.
Buster did.
This man's
This is the Rack's
getting a
finisher, by the
Mexican
way.
cock thrown in his face. Huh?
That is the Rack's finisher, by the way.
I bet. But it's the
Who's
reverse
next?
version.
It is. That is correct.
You run
it's to
backwards
let
into him and
people-
throw
it's
your
to let
gooch
people
at
know
him.
that the clock is counting down, just to get them excited.
We call it reverse cowgirl, Kyle.
Ooh,
I ride reverse
Chavo.
cowgirl.
Mm.
I love all this. All of the things are coming out. Look at Chris Nowinski.
Chavo Guerrero is one of your faves?
Well, I like
Are you
Chavo Guerrero
surprised?
back in the day,
I thought it was Kerwin White that you enjoyed.
Oh, I enjoy all aspects of characters that Chavo has played. The versatility in his character range is very impressive. Also, this was
Man,
the era in which all the Guerreros were recycling the same theme song.
Yeah.
So, LWO theme song, by the way, Rack. Matt was talking about it on the show yesterday. That LWO needs their own theme song. They just need to go ahead and recycle this one.
No, what they need to do is they need to come out to just Eddie Guerrero theme music. Ray did it at the WrestleMania. I think everyone should just. I need more Latino heat in the streets, ladies and gentlemen.
Or what's the other one? Kraken.
Kraken is
Gangsta Lean.
is so underrated. I'm glad
That should be the LWO theme song.
Kraken is an alcohol.
Like release the Kraken.
I think they re-released it and called it "I'm Your Papi" or like Papi or something like "I'm Your Papi." or
Yeah,
something
it's on
like
one of
that.
the like uncaged albums.
Yeah, it's so good.
Wait, are we talking like release the
Easy on.
Kraken or like were we smoking Kraken?
A little bit
Like,
of
what-
both.
what is
A little
Yes.
bit of both. A little bit from column A, a little bit from column B.
Hey guys.
Okay.
Who's next?
You know what's funny? I actually
I'm
had
glaring at you, Katie. I don't know if
Okay,
you can tell.
Goldberg, calm down.
Ayo.
Oh, Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa,
It's Tajiri
bitches.
time.
It's your boy Just here.
Fun fact: everyone believes that the reason that they call Tajiri the Japanese buzzsaw is for his kicks. It is not.
What's it for?
His mouth.
Nice. Wait, what?
Nice.
Does he chew on dicks?
He might.
Nothing wrong with a
It's
little
the
teeth.
vibration, Kyle. It's the vibration.
Good
don't judge.
vibrations.
That's what a good vibration.
That's
That's
not
the
Misty.
song.
It's spitting.
Ah, I see. Why is it that color then?
I love the Royal Rumble.
Tajiri rules,
Tajiri's so underrated, by the way.
dude. He's 100%. He's one of the best.
I
Is
guess
Tajiri in the Hall of Fame?
he's in the Getcho Hall of Fame by proxy of his finisher.
That's all that
count.
matters.
That does not count.
I think it does count. You can't just disregard a Hall of Fame that just started up on Wednesday.
Yeah, I
Is
definitely
this-
can.
Is this before or after Tajiri was doing the whole gimmick where like Tori Wilson, he had her like culturally appropriating the Japanese kimono thing and then she stripped it naked? Like that happened before this or is that later to come?
That was before this rack.
Do you have a date on that episode of SmackDown?
I feel like
I could find that for you if you need me to.
please DM me
Quick-
because the
quick
rack.
little Google.
Yeah, no, the rack enjoyed that. I remember that.
Oh my god.
Feeds
I don't
all my
remember
fetish.
what number we're on.
It's about to
Who
tell
is
us.
this? What number is this?
Oh, Hugh Morris coming at you.
That clearly said Bill DeMott.
Oh, whatever.
Same
I actually
thing.
don't know what number we're on. Actually, usually
That's the thing. That's actually bothering me because like it doesn't show it. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention.
It is either 6th or 9. I am not sure which.
It's always either 6 or 9 or 1.
okay. So it started off with
That one.
No, it started off with Christian. No, it started off
It
with
literally started
Christian.
with HBK.
It started off with
God.
Hickenbottom and Irvine.
I mean, technically, it was Christian before Jericho.
That is, well,
Well, you got me there.
7. I think we're on 8.
Yo, Bill DeMott's bandana is like over his eyes. What is he doing here?
Trying to get his
Playing
cholo
hide and seek.
on. Apparently, what's up?
Like-
didn't Bill DeMott get fired from WWE for like fucking up a recruit some shit
Something
and
like
like
that.
Tough Enough, like just abusing somebody mercilessly?
He was
Something like
very
that.
bad as a coach in the PC. Yes.
Piece of shit.
I
don't
let him
remember
fuck me
exactly
up.
what he did, but-
He had a
Okay.
nice moonsault, though, this Bill DeMott.
Did he now? I've never seen
Probably
him
there's-
moonsault whatsoever.
Listen, the best moonsault are thick boy moonsault.
It looks like it hurts, and it probably did.
I thought Christopher Daniels had the best moonsault ever.
Allegedly.
Who?
Allegedly.
The Fallen Angel, Christopher
don't-
Daniels.
Okay, so number 9,
Are you sure?
maybe. I'm second guessing.
Hell
Tommy
yeah.
Dreamer. Look, he has Big
With-
Show's pants on.
Well,
Okay.
my understanding there, Sexy Kyle, is that very soon you and that idiot Matt Riddle will be sitting down to talk something very important in the career of Mr. Tommy Dreamer. Is that correct?
The scuttlebutt on the street is correct. There, Rack.
Cuddlebutt.
Look at more baggy pants.
Okay,
It's
but
too-
Tommy Dreamer has worn those his entire career.
He hasn't. He was.
He's a-
That is not
Hey,
true.
That's not true. Go.
These
For
are
all the times
extra.
that I remember, and that's all that fucking matters, he's been wearing pants like that.
He started wearing more
Maybe not that baggy,
sweatpants.
but-
More sweatpants.
The white
and
trim on it's a
joggers.
little brutal, to be honest.
Yeah, it's very Hardy Boy.
Those are Hardy Boy pants.
Yeah, just
The Rack owns a pair of those, by the way.
I bet you do.
do the thing. You know
He's got like Hardy Boy shoes on.
that too. I think he was a fanboy.
Tommy
Oh.
Hardy.
Ooh,
Concerto with the Concer trash can.
you know what?
Contrast can
I think I
later.
actually
Toe.
saw a TikTok recently where they're talking about this match and this spot specifically. Tommy Dreamer comes in and is hitting everyone so stiffly, and I think might have like rocked Chris Jericho so much to the point where he got pissed and he gave him a receipt by smacking him with the trash can lid. So
Tommy
so
Dreamer's
funny.
number 10.
So let's be honest here, ladies and gentlemen. Tommy Dreamer is a saint because this match was fine, but it was a little boring. Until he brought in some toys.
You watched the Rumble already,
If you
Greg?
go to adamandeve.com, adamandeve.creationworld.com,
What's happening?
use code erotica. You can get some toys for the bedroom to make your bedroom time as entertaining as it is.
Am I gonna get money
this
from this?
match with the toys? Yes.
This is number 11.
Oh,
He's
man.
squared.
Booyah! You remember he would say that?
John
John Cena would always John Cena would rap, but then he'd give the mic to B Squared, and then he'd go, "Booyah!" And that's all.
I-
he'd ever
Did
say.
something happen to B Squared on like
Yeah,
the
why
kickoff
was
show
he
or some
hurt?
shit that we missed?
Why'd he come out here holding his arm?
I don't know. I didn't question it. He's probably
And why is of all people him not in baggy pants and a tank top and a do rag? Like
Mhm.
I mean, you gotta let that
This is
luscious
hair.
body.
Was he
fly.
always blonde?
Oh,
thought he was-
God.
B Squared was?
He also is bald.
I thought he was
Um,
bald, just in general bald.
He was bald.
But I saw
Why
some
you bald?
blondness there. You know, I saw some fur, some fuzz on his head.
In the cat.
well, he's the real Slim Shadys.
Ooh, Chavo is eliminated.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Dude, nice.
Clever, very
Nice.
clever.
They're going like through the middle rope every time.
Jericho was just like, I'm gonna be Michael Hickenbottom. I'm gonna do everything he did that made him famous. I'm gonna copy all his shit because I have nothing of my own. Oh, there they go.
I do
Together.
like that.
Brothers.
There was a lot of
Still building
blondes
to that
in this
WrestleMania match.
ring at the same time.
Everybody was blonde.
Fairly certain that it's not the first or last time Chris Jericho took two brothers at the same time.
That's a
Would you
category as
relax?
well, by the way. These are all categories we're exploring together. I'm here.
When did you get busted open? Did I miss it?
Yeah, it's 2003.
Where the fuck did
everybody bleeds.
Hickenbottom go?
He got eliminated,
He's eliminated.
He was
first.
eliminated
Right away.
first.
Oh,
Remember when he got sucked into the vortex?
Yeah.
12. Number
I thought he
12.
just rolled under the ring and got sucked in. I didn't know he was gone.
He got sucked over the top.
One of the
Over the
best
top
theme
sucked.
songs, I will say.
Did you ever listen to his theme song that they were gonna give him? And they actually used it. I think it might have been like SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. It was like Fury of the Storm, WWE, yeah, Ruthless Aggression or Ruthless
That
Reckless
was an album.
Intent. Reckless Intent. There you
Oh.
go. One of the first CDs I've ever bought. It was the WWE theme CD. That song is very good as well. If you haven't looked it up, look up Reckless Intent. Look up RVD's Fury of the Storm. It goes hard.
I'm more of
You
a
guys have a
forcible
favorite
entry kind of guy.
RVDs?
The favorite of RVDs.
Yeah. Because, like, each one's different. Like, they're iconic.
I'm particularly
his
fond
early ones.
of the current one he's wearing.
I like this one.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is really good. You know which one I hated was the one that looked like he had like tiger prints on it. I wasn't really a
See,
fan.
that was my favorite.
Well, fuck you, Vince, because the Rack's favorite thing is animal print, and was about to say that tiger print RVD is the Rack's favorite RVD.
Tigers love pepper. They hate cinnamon.
I think it was this one that had like
Sorry,
a
what?
dragon, but like it was like in pink, like and the dragon was like right in the middle. It's like mostly black with like pink or like a very like pinkish red. It was in SmackDown vs. Raw 2006, I think.
Jericho, is he gonna get eliminated?
Not eliminated.
Unfortunately, we
No,
don't get
he's-
these
So what-
things.
The Rack is understanding is Vince never actually watched wrestling growing up. He just played the video game because every reference that he has to what happened in wrestling in his career. Oh wait, let me shut the fuck up. This is the greatest version of Matt Hardy ever, version 1.
Did he just trip?
How did that even happen?
he,
Wasn't even moving.
he did his hand gesture too hard, I guess.
Remember when he
Tea party?
remember when he
shut up.
posed in the middle of the ring, like he's like on the rope and he just tipped over forward and just fell out.
That was Justin.
Yeah, it's
Justin
amazing.
Gabriel's fault.
Matt's a blooper reel, and I'm not talking about Ritter.
He is too.
Do you know that prior to coming to WWE and having the fortune of being an MFer, Shannon Moore down there was in a wrestling boy band with Evan Courageous in WCW
Who?
called 3 Count?
Oh, WCW? Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Shane
Wasn't he-
Helms.
Yeah, it was Shane Helms, right?
That is correct.
Yes, I do remember that. Ironic for some reason.
Isn't it ironic?
It's just amazing.
It was one of the during
I
those
wanted-
eras,
I
you know,
wanted to be
NSYNC.
RVD.
RVD is great. One of the biggest
Maybe
missed
that shirt.
opportunities that NXT couldn't do was when the shaman for the MSK, I think it was originally supposed to be RVD, and for whatever reason it just couldn't happen. And unfortunately, someone else was. I can't recall who.
Oh,
it
it
was.
was Matt Riddle.
No.
I don't know if you remember or not.
No, I don't recall.
know if you
I just remember it wasn't RVD. But how cool would that have been
Glad
to
to-
see RVD in NXT?
5-star frog splash.
Would have been 5 stars.
Incoming.
Like eggplant emoji splash.
No.
Wasn't that
Oh,
shortly
that's-
before the careers of MSK were cut terribly short as a tag team?
Yes,
And
unfortunately.
one of them got fired for dressing up like a former dictator from Germany.
All due to the curse that is Riddle.
No, I
Anyway.
forget. Mr. Rack. Does the Rack also not like Matt Riddle?
Yes, because
It's Eddie.
Let's go.
unlike that idiot Matt Ritter, The Rack does pride himself on his taste, and that is one of the few things that Matt Ritter does have good taste in, is the fact that Matt Riddle is just a piece of shit. So
I love this gear, by the way. Fantastic gear.
From Eddie. The short hair is kind of jarring, but
Yeah.
Really? Oh, because he came back with the buzz cut, right?
But yeah, because this is before the blonde tips. That's a good look. But this is just like a
blonde
buzz.
tips Eddie. Jesus.
Give me a blonde.
so
tip.
what is the best Eddie? Is it mullet Eddie? Is it blonde tips
Blonde
Eddie?
tips.
Is it
Blonde tips. Goes so hard.
Honestly, him towards the end was a pretty cool look.
Yeah.
The longer blonde hair.
That's the
Kinda
one I'm trying to
disheveled
reference.
look.
Yeah, like longer hair with the one where the I'm Your Papi era when he was heel.
Yeah.
Best,
You know, when
best look.
he had his real son, Dominic.
Yeah. You know,
Had to
The
fight
good
for
old days.
custody and lost.
unfortunately, that's the case. Is in the gist to
Matt,
what-
eliminate him.
They were
Yes,
feuding.
Matt Hardy is a fantastic wrestler, but nobody ever said he was smart.
They were feuding at that time, if I'm not mistaken, over
Jeez.
who had the
Who?
better frog splash, RVD and Eddie, which is why that
Oh.
was set
Yeah.
up.
I think
I
this
just
is a
saw
little after
a clip
that,
of them.
but
Okay,
'Cause
so
they're on
maybe they
different
were doing
brands
a
of
Both
callback.
callback.
doing frog splashes.
Yeah.
It was great.
I don't remember Matt Hardy main event WrestleMania, but I'm
Oh.
fairly certain he's going to win this entire thing. Oh, fuck.
Did he like?
My name's Jeff.
here we go.
Did he like dip himself in like what
There you
in
go.
all of Triple H's blood prior to this?
I think so, yeah.
Because it's like
I mean,
Well, he is a former member of the Brood, so.
New Bird.
Is this Brood Jeff Hardy?
It's Brood. No, well, you didn't see in the Titantron,
Okay.
so no.
Oh, yeah.
It
they
has to
would've
be
told us.
advertised on the screen, or else we can't tell.
This
Yeah.
looks like Jeff Hardy fucked the demon Finn Balor and some of the paint got on him.
Gave him a little cunnilingus, perhaps.
that's
Looks like he did exploratory surgery on someone and just kind of like got lost with the scenery.
That is, look at that little MFO right there. Like, that is a man. That is, yep.
That's a homie.
Love me some Shannon Moore.
Gotta hold your homies up.
I'd hold you up like that,
Olive here.
Matt. If you were here,
What a guy.
Yeah.
What a friend.
if he was here,
The Rack will make sure to let you know, let Matt Ritter know that you said that dumb shit.
Get that MFer out of there.
Get that MFer. What is that gonna do? Absolutely nothing.
Meat shield.
Katie, you should always use protection.
So
Especially
Shannon
with Jeff
Moore,
Hardy.
a Matt Hardy condom.
Yes,
That's fair.
version 1.
I hate all of the things that are happening right now.
was Eddie still on Raw?
That should be-
or was he on SmackDown?
That should have been a Matt fact.
What is this?
No, he's SmackDown now.
3-minute
Oh,
warning.
3-minute warning. Is it just?
It's Rosie.
It's just, one of them.
Big
It's-
Roman.
Big
Jesus.
Roman.
It is.
I want to see his dirty south.
Okay. The facially, though, he looks so much like Roman Reigns.
Oh,
It's
he
kind of scary.
does. Especially early Roman Reigns, back when he was
Yeah.
still wearing the Shield stuff. Post Shield, he was very chunky.
That
in the
man is the
face.
perfect combination of Roman Reigns and Rikishi.
Yeah,
It's a big meaty man.
there's no doubt about that.
I mean, it's big boy season for a reason, you know. Strap yourself
Last time
on.
I saw a 3-minute warning was during some
Oh, yeah.
HLA stuff.
Ooh,
You're a big 3-minute warning gal.
Yeah, I mean anything's better than HLA. So
That's debatable.
The
At
Rack
that
is also
time-
big on the 3-minute warning.
I have
3
a
minutes is
question.
Generous.
What
3 inches
was
flaccid, 1
What
erect.
was Umaga's name when he was in 3-minute warning?
Jamal.
Jamal and Rosie.
it
There
was
you go.
Jamal and Rosie. Yeah.
Gotcha.
He'll probably be next, knowing WWE and how they do these things.
No, he'll be in like 2. It'll be somebody else.
Right.
Well,
Can't
I'm
make it too
probably wrong.
obvious.
Gotta give it
probably
time
wrong.
to breathe. What number is this,
Gotta give
Kitty?
people what they
It
want.
is,
If this is Jamal, then Vince takes his shirt off. Damn it.
Test.
it is crazy to me that, hello, Stacey. Hall of Famer, WWE Hall of Famer
Hall of
Stacey
Famer.
Keebler and those legs.
Hall of Famer. Shred likes for
It
days.
is crazy to me that after 3-minute warning, Jamal got to be Umaga
17.
and, represent Vince McMahon in the Battle of the Billionaires, and Rosie was the shit.
He was the superhero in training.
Yeah, the shit.
Superhero in training.
Okay, Vince, the shit.
In case anybody was curious, people listening, test was 17.
17.
Number 17.
Okay.
I was going to say, he was only 17? Jesus Christ, that man is old looking.
I mean, he didn't last that long.
He's like
so.
he's like an actor trying to play a high schooler in their 30s.
Ah, I see what you mean. Gotcha. So what they did with the Power Rangers, they had like older
I mean,
people
what they've
play
done with
17-year-olds.
every fucking teen drama ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do we
Yeah.
got here as the winner? Who's our predictions? My money is
I'm
on Big
thinking,
I
Money
don't
uh,
know
Matt.
who wins.
Big money, man.
Big Money Matt, and I'm
He's
not
not that
talking
yet.
about Hardy.
The Rack is also agreeing with version 1 Matt Hardy.
Well, I know who the answer is, so I'm just
I know who the answer is. I just like to pretend like I don't. Suspension of disbelief is what pro wrestling's all about.
Anyways, number 18.
Hold on, wait. Does Brody Loads win this one?
Only the
Get away from your John Hancock. I'm rocking this thugonomic style. Yo. Besides open mics, one thing that gets me boiled is an old school 30-man battle royal. I'ma win this. I'ma make my impression. Show Vinnie Mac that I got ruthless aggression. The odds were even until you chose me. Now it's 29 dudes and one ruthless MC. Yo, it doesn't matter, kid, cause I ripped your nose off. I could batter you naked with no clothes off. Kid, what you talking about? 3 reasons I will win this. Reason number 1, I cut you up like cucumbers. Reason number 2, that you can't approach this. I be choking you like Spreewell be choking coaches. Reason number 3 is hard for me to explain to you. But I'ma win tonight and go on to WrestleMania. The Royal Rumble's just another test that I got to pass. Y'all dudes are like a kid with one leg, you half-ass. Yo, what you talking about, kid? You can't touch this. Throw the double clutch if you down with untouches. Yo, it's my year. I suggest you take the year off. I'm sick like Tyson was when he bit Holyfield's ear off.
topical.
It doesn't matter, kid. Yo, you should stop defeat me. My style's like a swollen penis. You can't beat me.
Sure you can.
You like the rap, JR?
That is the only kind of peanut that you beat. That was rife. Listen, I don't know if anyone that is listening to this watch along is going to hear any of what John Cena had to say.
Oh, yeah.
Let me just say, he said he's going to wrestle them naked but with no clothes off, which is physically impossible. First off, then he said,
He took up the
like a
entire
swollen
time
penis, you
for
cannot
another
beat
superstar
me.
to come out.
The rack is 100% certain that the only kind of penis that you should be beating is a swollen one. Like, you should not be beating flaccid penis. And then there was something else in there. I got distracted by the last line, but something else factually inaccurate.
Also, John Cena wrestling in
Jeans?
baggy pants.
Baggy pants is
No.
a name in this pay-per-view. I see.
But like, I don't like it.
Just full ass jeans, cuffed jeans.
I just need the jorts. That's all I need.
I think it.
I just love that John Cena's entrance was so long that by the time he finished, Charlie Haas had to sprint down there to get in the ring.
It would have been hilarious if just Charlie Haas came out during his rap and no music, just the John Cena rapping.
Could you imagine?
Terrible.
Didn't they do a battle rap with Charlie Haas, or did Charlie Haas impersonate
Yeah,
John
well, I mean-
Cena at one point when he was doing the Mizdow?
I think it was that.
Yeah, because he was doing the copycat gimmick before Damien Sandow.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was that awesome battle rap between Cena and Angle.
Yes.
That was a good one.
So, this version of John Cena doing these battle raps, because we know that he does the other ones later and they are way more funny and entertaining. But this, what he just did here, as good or worse than Max Caster?
About the same level.
So Max Caster is more of like a wrestling rapper, whereas John Cena was rapping like a rapper, you know?
Yes. Yes,
Not a good rapper, but a rapper.
exactly.
Where Max Caster's like,
words were
hey,
worded.
wrestling fans, here's my rhymes. Here's a reference to WWE in my penis.
Is that not what John Cena just did?
Yeah, I guess you got a good point.
Hey, Rikishi.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Rack's favorite wrestler of all time.
The quiche.
The bloodline
I'm gonna get all up in
representing
that quiche.
Yeah,
in this match.
Bloodline is in
Got
full effect.
Rosie, Rikishi, Jamal probably next.
First generation
Uh,
of Bloodline.
Yeah,
Is the
you
Rack
like
the
all
only
Jamal's
one in the
coming on
chat that was jealous every
Probably not
time
the
somebody
match.
got a stink face?
Were you jealous when Vince had to take
We
the
talked
stink
about
face?
that last time I was on here.
100% jealous when Vince got it. Everyone that has got a stink face, the Rack is like, why not
Were
me?
you jealous
very
of Stone Cold
clean
because he
behind.
got ran over and railed by Rikishi and you weren't?
Why you would have raised
No, I don't want to
he
get hit
got
by a
railed
car. I
by
want him to stick his
Rikishi.
ass in my face, Vince. Why would I want to? Why is that a question? Like, what? Are you
Why is
jealous
shit
that you
more
didn't get
familiar?
hit by a car? No, that has nothing to do with what we are talking about.
Yeah, Vince, you're being ridiculous.
Am I?
All right,
Yeah.
this is serious
I'm
business.
the ridiculous.
Oh.
one, I see.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's not the
Oh,
Rack
man.
is jealous again.
Oh,
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 no.
Oh,
We don't
Not your
need to-
family.
that was your nephew, sir. You don't touch your uncle like that when he's
That-
about to
that
please the crowd.
bloodline is
isn't it the other way around?
ridiculous.
Isn't Rikishi the uncle of Rosie?
Yeah, that's why I said you don't interrupt your uncle when he's about to please the crowd.
You just a nephew.
I was talking to Rikishi when I said that was your nephew that hit you. And then I said, don't interrupt your uncle when he's about to please the crowd.
It made sense. Vince just doesn't understand me.
It's a lot. There we
Math
go.
is in math and forbidden.
It's all coming together.
I like that Rico came out with both of them.
What a workhorse.
Rico, the real workhorse of this Rumble.
Ooh.
Did 3 Minute Warning break up because Rico tried to turn them into a gay couple and make them, marry as well?
I don't think that's the story, but I would have to
I
review the tape.
guarantee that's not the story.
Although it's not much less ridiculous, I guess.
Yeah, I was
Just Billy and Cuck, right?
Billy and Cuck, yeah.
Do you guys remember Rico and Charlie Haas's tag team with Miss Jackie as the manager?
When it was raining Rico, of course I do.
Oh yeah, that's probably the best.
Is this where Umaga gets the face paint?
Yeah, that's how he gets it. That's the origin
terrible.
story of the face paint.
Ew.
He just rises up, paint face, and Samoan spike the
He's all of a
motherfucker.
sudden a savage with no shoes.
It was a traumatizing experience, so changes a person.
That happens like 5 years later.
Post-traumatic syndrome.
It's like 3 years later. Less than that,
I was
think,
actually guessing. I don't remember.
It's actually crazy how soon it is after this.
It's actually on Raw.
It's actually the next night.
That ass did something to me.
That ass.
All good asses do.
Tends to do. This ring's filling up, huh, folks?
Yeah.
I just love the fact that Rob Van Dam is finding every instance and opportunity to kick Jericho in his dumb fucking face.
As you
Don't
should.
blame
Like everything is going on, and he's
Best-
just like, let me climb up top rope and kick Jericho.
Best Kane theme
RVD's
song
back
ever.
partner.
But worst Kane look.
Yes.
Yeah.
But best
Agreed
version
on
of
both
his
fronts.
theme song. It's better when he takes off the tank top and the mask.
Oh, dude.
That is correct.
Freshly unmasked Kane is like the most terrifying Kane.
It actually gave me nightmares as a child.
Me too.
The Rack's favorite Kane would be 2001 Kane, where he did have the black tank top, but he also had the black mask, and he was all jacked and shit.
Where he should have won the Rumble.
Brothers of Destruction Kane, but with when he should have run the Rumble, that one.
Workhorse.
This is actually second least favorite. First least favorite would be that stupid bulky red mask that he wore at the end of his career.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. The with the
With the forehead wrinkles in it and shit for some reason.
Where does corporate
Is this
Kane
where-
rank for you in the Kane's?
Is this where
pantheons?
Kane gets his Rumble elimination record?
No, he does it in the 2001 one when he got to the
it
finals.
2001?
Yeah, 2001 is where he got
The one where he is my favorite Kane.
Okay. I'm just asking questions.
Oh my god.
Because Jesus.
Oh,
Both
his
feet
shoulder
definitely fucking
now.
touch.
They
they
ripping
both
out.
touched the
That is
last time,
correct.
too, but
Well, Jericho's a little shithead,
he's a
so
piece of shit.
Who the fuck is that ref? Because we need to get him the fuck out of here.
Was it Jimmy
Fired.
Corderas, maybe, perhaps?
No, Jimmy Corderas is on the other side. He
Yeah.
already got SmackDown ref.
All the
Can't miss
tag
that ball
teams are
spot.
in there.
Looking
Well,
the
yeah.
exact same as he does today.
literally.
It doesn't crack,
Remember
folks.
Blonde Shelton Benjamin?
The gold standard? Of course I do.
That's probably best
The
Shelton
gold standard?
best Shelton Benjamin. Ain't no stopping him now.
Poor Shelton get more screen time in 2003 than he is in 2023.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
At least he's still around.
You don't gotta say it. Just because it's true, you don't gotta say
Still
it.
chilling. I hear the catering's good.
I have
It's a
heard that.
buffet, from what I hear. It's catered to everyone's likings.
Mm. I see. Man, can somebody...
There are so many people in this ring.
There's a little bit too many people in this.
Arguably too many.
I feel like this doesn't happen a lot anymore, where it's like this full.
It used to
I mean,
be a
somebody's
trope.
gotta come in and
extended
just clean
period of
house.
time.
I feel like now, if you get a lot of people in the Rumble, they use the excuse of like, oh, well, they went under the ring or through the ropes, and then they are chilling outside, and there's like less clutter in the ring, but there's still a lot of people. Unfortunately, I don't like that they do that. I'm glad that in this Rumble, you don't see anyone just chilling on the outside like that.
Did Shelton
I feel like-
I think Shelton's
ahead.
dick just cut on the rope. Sorry, continue.
What the fuck?
Not surprised. That thing is huge.
Review the tape. I mean, good lord.
This is after the Armageddon Hell in a Cell. So this is like after he did it for the cock.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Speaking of cogs,
Speaking of which,
I think me
It's
and
like I'm inside you, Vince.
me and Matt have definitely talked about Booker T's cock on this podcast before.
I feel like you definitely have.
Probably with all of you, to be
Look at
honest.
those
But
baby dreads.
No,
Baby,
I don't think
sorry,
baby.
baby lock. Baby lock.
Baby
It's not too
locks.
Goldilocks.
you know, he hasn't cut his hair since this point.
I think it's about time.
That
I
is
think
correct.
It's about
I
time.
think he said it in an interview.
No. Don't cut the hair.
If it gets to the point where it's behind your knee, I think
Been Rooney.
He ties it up.
Wait,
Already?
WrestleMania 19, we are coming up on that. That is the famous one that he should have won and beaten Triple H. So this is where Booker T wins the Royal Rumble, correct? To get that match against Triple H? That's how we get there?
Jesus.
Oh, God. Back out.
By God,
There goes
It
his
is like-
knee.
it's like peak.
I love
Booker T
Eddie on
there.
his knees, but not like that.
Yeah, no.
Relax.
You want pleasure on the knees, not pain on the knees. You know.
Sometimes it's
I don't care
pain,
either
just
way
pleasure.
as long as I get what I want.
Well, you just agreed with me that that's not how you want Eddie on his knees.
No, I don't care if they are in pain or have pleasure. It is about me.
Pleather?
So you're not a caring lover, is what you're saying. You only care about your
That is
needs.
correct, Vince.
Okay.
Carrying cross.
That is
All right,
correct.
just needed to clarify.
I call that the Delgado method.
God damn it.
I don't know
Did
where that
RVD
comes
just
Yeah,
rip
so
a leg drop
anyways.
there?
We're definitely in the 20s.
About 26th, correct, Katie?
No check.
Oh man,
A-Train.
clear the tracks.
Do you not know how old you are?
Hop on board. Look at that.
Oh,
Oh,
I thought
man,
you were
look at all
talking
that
about
hair.
I love
I am
Day Train.
26.
Kind of looks like Ritter.
Actually, this is A-Train's 25.
That is actually factual. That idiot Matt Ritter is about that hairy.
That's
Except
not
he's
a bad
shaved his
comparison.
belly.
Ew. No.
Wait, ew. I just heard what you said. Ew.
I will leave. I will fuck up this whole show.
Oh,
Do you prefer Prince Albert's, A-Train, or Lord Tenzai, or Sweet Tea?
If anyone says sweet tea, they can just go the fuck to hell.
that seems like right up the
the Rack
Rack's
prefers
alley.
the good Prince Albert.
I bet he
Especially
does.
because
Of course he does.
because Prince Albert means something else.
Good job. Vince.
What does that mean, Vince?
Isn't that when you pierce your penis? And isn't that
Why
why?
did you have to do a motion like that?
Visual
Yes.
aids, maybe?
Because we wouldn't understand what you're talking about unless you did that.
Because maybe
Nobody knew what a pierced penis was until Vince.
I'm sorry. Are we not going to talk about Michael Hickenbottom making a return?
Speaking of pierced penises,
Excuse
got,
me?
like,
This is the most Hulk Hogan-esque bullshit.
Yeah, but it's HBK, so it doesn't matter.
it
He-
does
he was
kind of matter.
robbed.
It's bullshit.
It's not Hogan.
It's still
he
bullshit.
he was bamboozled in the beginning. He has a right. There we go. There goes Jericho. See ya.
Bitch.
Goodbye.
Arguably got
Come on.
eliminated like 3 or 4 times prior to that.
So
there we go.
my
Now
thing
we
is,
got that.
and the Rack has always believed, like, you should only be able to be eliminated from the Royal Rumble by a legal competitor in the Royal
Correct.
Rumble. Like, nobody
He-
that has been eliminated should be able to eliminate you.
He wasn't eliminated by anyone. He was
Maybe he
eliminated
did
by
go
Test.
under the bottom rope, and he just got taken back by medical. Maybe that was the thing.
Oh, maybe.
Now,
I don't
check the
remember.
tape.
Check the tapes.
Call in if you know.
Y'all told me that HBK was
Tough
gone.
enough.
Well, now he is. So.
Maven!
Is this the one where he eliminates the
That's
Undertaker?
Oh,
Maven.
no! You are not doing this to the Rack. You are not going to make me watch this.
Is this the one? Is this the one? Tell me this is the
No.
one.
This is
No,
Oh,
no.
no.
It was the
No,
year
no.
before.
It's the year.
I bet. I
Was
think he
it?
tries
Oh,
it
thank
again
God.
this year, though, and then it doesn't
I
go
hope the
as
Undertaker
swimmingly.
knocks the piss out of that little
I think
bitch.
he
I
does.
believe he does.
Yeah,
I believe
I
he
think
does.
It's the prior Rumble where he does it to Taker, and then he
Look at-
shows up later on, and then
Right.
Taker eliminates
yes.
him and brutalizes
That was when he
him.
had sweatpants still.
Who, Undertaker?
Does anyone else find it weird that in this point in WWE, you have a lot of people who are not actually family members that they tell you are family members, and they do not acknowledge the fact that all these other people are actually related, who are really related? Like, there is no bloodline. However, the Undertaker and Kane are brothers, and Edge and Christian are brothers.
But the real family members like Jamal, Rosie, and Rikishi aren't acknowledged as family members. Yes,
That is correct.
they had a history of this.
I mean, well, Matt and Jeff are brothers.
Yeah.
I acknowledge that.
They barely acknowledged the Chavo and Eddie or Guerreros, both. You know,
They're both Guerreros.
yeah, they're both Guerreros. They're both related.
There's a lot of
Los
Guerreros.
Guerreros is not a thing at this point.
No, it's
Los
at that
Guerreros.
point
Yeah,
that
it is.
they go and find out their tree lineage and find out they're actually related, and that's how Los Guerreros becomes the thing. what is it? Ancestry.com. That's where they found each other.
They cannot talk about the Guerrero lineage because we are not ready to talk about how Rey Mysterio is raping Eddie's child yet.
Speaking of relatives,
Man, they even set up Goldust's pyro.
look at that.
Just lovely.
The one who should have won the World Heavyweight title in the Rhodes family, Goldust. The inspiration for the rack.
Hey, it's never too late.
If I'm being honest,
My
Goldust
3
with
days
the big gold belt feels like it's fitting. Gold.
Who had the better power slam, Goldust or Randy Orton?
Randy Orton.
I'll help you out. The correct answer is Goldust.
Randy Orton.
Well, thank you for asking.
Well, thank you for asking. Wow, just a dick kick.
Just shattered dreams all day long. And how was that not a DQ ever?
It's a Royal Rumble.
Well, yes.
Oh, you just said ever.
But-
Okay.
Ever.
Well,
That man did that move repeatedly.
if I recall,
kicking
The lower
dudes in the
abdomen.
dick.
if I recall, early on they wouldn't actually let him hit the Shattered Dreams. He would have had to get the referee to look away before he hit it. But before they did acknowledge that it was a
He only
DQ.
got to kick one dick in this match.
I mean, isn't that
Poor
always
Dustin.
disappointed to say out loud?
Poor guy.
Only one dick was kicked.
You know, it's like the day the music died, the day the Goldust only got one dick kick in the Rumble.
We all know where we
Same.
were.
We all know where we were.
I was on.
Damn.
I'm fully satisfied now, Kyle, that finally I was able to get that character on your show. So
Thanks.
Finally,
Just the
love
cool
I'll give
appearance,
I'll give
right?
you the rest of the show without him.
What a guy.
That's,
No
well, I
problem.
mean, we're already almost done with the fucking entrance of the Rumble.
Hey Matt, where'd you go?
Oh man.
Oh,
This,
Big Dave.
here comes Drax.
this is.
How many people
Baby.
asked you how big Batista's dick was when you did You're Not Gonna Lie, Kyle?
Just
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Just you, Matthew.
It wasn't me. I
Look,
didn't
you
do
see the
one.
dick
I was
right
going
there.
to.
Did you get-
Nah.
Yeah, he said he was going to. I saw that comment.
I think actually it was like
Somebody
2 or
asked
3.
Yeah.
How big is Batista's dick?
I prefer the Deacon, Dave Batista, to whatever the fuck this is.
I prefer machine gun entrance Dave Batista.
This theme song
Just-
goes hard though.
Well,
Oh yeah.
that's just because Katie likes being a machine gun.
Excuse me?
She didn't say no.
I beg your pardon?
Look at Tess just shitting all over Batista, by the way. All the power of the testicles.
Dude, Test had so much potential to be like a main eventer, and the fact that it never materialized is so sad.
See ya.
It's very
Bye.
sad. See, you said that and then that happened.
Damn.
He was paired up with
Testicles
Steve
have
Keebler.
fallen.
He was paired up with Stephanie
likes
McMahon. You know, he never passed the test. You know,
He
never got
almost
over.
married Stephanie McMahon.
He never passed the test.
You're fired. Get out.
He was an un-American for a little while.
That's too. Maybe that's why.
That
Is
I
Batista going
remember
to take
those.
out like everybody now?
No.
Is that why they filled the ring up so that Batista?
So
could,
Batista can just throw everybody out.
He's an animal, I hear.
And we're still 2 years away from his crowning achievement with Triple H.
It was just a mystery.
Oh man.
Is Baby Block.
Did we ever get to
Did we ever get a proper Brock Batista like feud?
just about
Not
to
a
ask
feud,
that?
no.
Never.
I don't know if did they ever have a match.
Missed
I don't even think they
opportunities.
did.
His head is just so square.
Well, the issue with that is that Brock left in 04, right in the cusp, in the rise of Batista in the main event.
It was after the match with Bill.
Yeah, at WrestleMania 20 was his last match.
Brock saw the writing on the wall.
Same, me too. Look at our collection.
Well, I used to like, do it legally. I have a collection.
It is kind of weird now that you say that Brock left right at the beginning of the rise of Batista and didn't come back till after Batista was gone.
He didn't want to be
Yeah.
there for the rise of Batista, given all the rumors and speculation and stuff, the size that he was packing. So maybe he just didn't win.
Is that why Brock left? Because Batista's cock was so big.
It's what
Oh,
oh my god.
If anyone knows how big Batista's dick is, it's Brock Lesnar.
Or JBL
Yeah.
is in the locker room with you. From what I hear.
I don't think
You just
either of
turned
theirs
into-
are particularly big, personally.
Who, JBL or Brock or Batista?
I think
Yes.
all three. See.
Yes.
I have heard that Filipinos have the biggest, so
You've heard wrong.
Some.
I'm gonna tell Justin you said that.
Well, his might be. I mean, maybe he's an outlier. I don't know. I guarantee you one thing.
Justin and
It's fucking
Batista
smooth as a seal.
that are the outliers in the giant penis
Number
departments
30.
in the Filipino
Who is
community.
it?
Man, are we at 30 already?
Is it 30 already?
Yeah.
Is it Nia Jax?
Nope.
Oh, close.
Oh, here we go.
King. Ah!
Probably one of my favorite
Dead
Undertaker
man
theme
walking.
You done it now.
I hate you so
Now.
much.
It's his return after getting
Yeah.
shit canned by Big Show.
I just saw that on Wikipedia.
I thought you were gonna say
Hell
shit
yeah.
canned by Maven. Hey,
Well,
motorcycles working and
Different name,
functioning
but
this
same,
time.
same effect.
Beating this.
It's the same
chest.
effect.
I love how he would beat his chest twice and then he'd bounce his fist off his thighs and back up to his chest.
It's kind of like
Take-
a routine that he does. It's,
Why are you smirking like that, Kyle?
That's nothing.
Dog out! Bug out!
is this really the one where Maven eliminates him then?
No, we just discussed this. It's
I don't know,
not.
'cause
Well, I don't know, Vince. We might as well just keep
No.
watching and see.
Can we just continuously
For the love of
speculate
God.
mindlessly?
I think that's
You can. I'm not.
what wrestling
Oh, there
fans
goes
do.
No.
Gene Cena.
Gene Cena.
That was
That's terrible.
terrible. That
This
was
is a
terrible.
Gene's. It's a denim heavy episode.
It is.
Denim, denim.
There goes his ACL.
Isn't it funny that Jamal and John's? Oh, there we go.
See?
Oh,
He thought he did it again. Bug out! Ha! Just
not,
kidding.
Not this.
Oh,
year.
you
Now
fucked up.
kiss. Now kiss.
I think this is probably his most athletic peak. Taker was, or would you say that was Ministry Taker?
No. No, his most athletic peak was around WrestleMania 25.
Yeah.
Did you see that man?
Where he had
jump
slimmed
on the
down a little bit?
top rope? It's amazing.
He was a little slimmer, way more athletic.
Oh, do it, Baldy. Yeah.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
Matt wish
Well, now we know that they've got to wrestle at WrestleMania after that. That's got to be a thing.
That he laid hands.
Matt would
on the
love to
Undertaker.
do that to the Undertaker. Just put two hands on his throat and just left him up for dear life.
God, look at this final.
know
What
if-
is it?
Undertaker's into choking like that.
I mean,
Nice.
he chokes.
he's got
Also,
to.
He's into
you
choking
have that
other
wrong,
people.
Vince.
I don't know if he's into being
Yeah,
choked,
no, I'd want to be on the
Sick.
receiving end. I wouldn't want to be delivering.
but you want to deliver it
That's
to Taker.
6 big meat. I'm sorry. That's
No,
5
I
big
don't
meaty
want
men
to
and Rob
deliver
Van
it to
Dam.
Taker. I want to receive it.
Are you trying
Oh,
to
it's gotta feel so emasculated.
Are you trying to say
Probably.
that Rob doesn't
I like
pack
how
any
we're
meat?
having a conversation and they're having a conversation.
What the fuck are you talking about, Vince?
No, I'm trying to.
I don't know. You guys want to hear what me and Kyle are talking about?
Yeah, I heard it's like all big meaty men and RVD. And I was trying to.
Okay, well, you were talking over me, so.
No, I was.
I'm just
listening.
It's like a pack of hot dogs in there.
Ew.
What?
A lot of
I don't
Oscar
know.
Mayer wieners.
She counted us. She's like 6 pack of brats, I guess.
Sure.
Actually,
It doesn't
don't-
get better
don't
when you
Hot
change
Dogs
the
have
sausage.
10?
It's like 6 brats and a hot dog with Rob Van Dam.
There we
We talked
go.
about this
You
during the
found it.
show.
It took me a little while.
We
Sorry.
got Kane and RVD, the team. They're
tag
they're
team.
in their. Isn't it wacky how
Oh,
we
he
get
should've
along,
tossed them
team?
out.
Oh,
He's going to.
he's gonna do it.
Wow.
He threw him on the
Stupid
apron.
ass.
Why would he
Stupid
told
ass.
him he'd throw him out if he had to, and he literally allows him to get picked up. Oh, there you go.
Look at Batista
Big
getting the
day.
shine of the final 4.
Katie Forbes' mom in the crowd patting RVD on the shoulder.
This is an interesting final
A
four. By the way.
prelude to 20 years later.
By the way, shout out to the guy dressed like Bubba Ray Dudley in the background. I just noticed him
The guy in the front,
with the
he's
camo,
all I noticed
the
the,
black and white
entire
camo.
fucking
camo.
pay-per-view. Because he's tall
Oh,
as fuck
man.
and just kept standing.
This breaks my fucking heart because I know how all of this ends.
I always love being on the show.
God damn it, Batista. I just wanted to watch Taker sock Brock in the face once. Just one good straight punch.
Sock 'em boppers. Sock 'em boppers.
Correct.
I got there somehow.
Man, just a little WrestleMania main event casually happening.
Uh,
Undertaker
yeah.
and
Just
Batista.
casually.
I think you combined 2 different products, but I'll
I
give
definitely
it to you.
did, but I
It was
got
it was Rock'em Sock'em Robots, and I don't remember what the boppers were, but
They were-
you're talking
Bop
about the
Just
Yeah.
pop it.
no, not bop it, the fucking inflatable hand things.
I
that were
loved
like
those
Oh.
things.
Rock'em Boppers or some shit like
Rock
that.
and Sock'em robots.
That's something different, Vince.
I'm having a stroke listening to this conversation.
It was fine when I did it. And that was it. That should have been the end of it.
This tail spinned.
That's a TV show.
Why does Kane feel the need to show us his specific part of his thighs with the mesh in his tights?
For the same
Well,
reason
there's
that
mesh
you
on both
decided to deny
sides.
us your thighs by wearing, specific mesh parts to your pants.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
you know what? I never thought of it that way. You make a
Rock
good
was
point.
suplexing people
He's
even back
just
then.
giving a little tease, a little taste.
All I want is Kyle to be Kane, this version of Kane for Halloween, so we can get a little
Without the
see-through
mask?
thigh action.
Without the mask?
Yeah, we can do it without the mask,
I'll put
Kane.
the mask on.
Shave the
put on
beard,
the
shave
wig,
the
too.
eyebrows, shave the
The
head
mask stays on.
Always.
during sex.
Yeah.
As it should.
It couldn't be worse than looking at my face.
Jesus Christ.
You have to stay in character, Kyle.
There you go.
Have to have a black
No,
penis.
punch him. Yes.
Like a bird's penis, not
No.
a black penis.
Yes. No.
Relax.
No. No. No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yas.
Yas, queen.
Okay.
Was that not where we were going? Okay, I'm sorry.
Is that, I thought we were doing a thing.
No!
I thought that... Never heard Matt get that loud.
Oh, no.
That was something out of the
No!
It's fine. It doesn't happen yet.
Oh,
Yes.
Thrak's favorite move.
The 69 tombstone pile driver.
Oh, that was only like a 59
Yes!
Wait, why did he not do the full thing?
because he didn't want to
What do
chop
you mean?
up.
He didn't do the legs on either side of the head.
Because Brock's big dick got caught on his shoulder.
Oh, there goes
Okay,
Big Dave.
Big Dick Dave.
Big dick Dave, big dick Brock. Burnt dick Kane.
Yeah.
And then just Undertaker.
Dead dick taker.
Dead Dick. Okay.
Undertaker looks like a guy that has dad dick for sure. Oh,
Bad boy.
all the brothers are turning on each other in this match. You hate to see it.
Fuck you, Batista. What the fuck do you think you're
You
doing?
silly
Came back,
goose.
came back with a vengeance. That already happened.
Yeah, bye, bitch. Look at what you did. Look at what you did.
See
Huh?
ya.
Undertaker should have won that.
Brock Lesnar's first
Taker got cheated.
Rumble win.
First
Taker
of
got
many.
cheated. This is bullshit.
Man.
Wait, does that sign say Dom's horny?
Can we go back?
Is it Dominic
Hold on.
Mysterio?
Is there a way we can
They'll
rewind
show
like
it. They'll show it again.
10 seconds?
He smiled.
Oh, you were right there.
Go back a little more. Yeah, that's what it said.
Dom's horny 24/7.
Yep.
Fucking time traveling.
Why
Man.
is that the time? You know what? With the climax of the main event, well, I guess maybe that makes you horny. So, who am I? Time traveler, or maybe just little Dom is horny.
Signage back in the day.
Yeah, fucking.
That specific version of Undertaker, smash.
Me too.
Matt agrees.
I mean, I'd smash every version of the Undertaker. So.
This version of Brock, pass.
Even
Cowboy
Mohawk
Brock,
Taker?
smash. Do you see the pattern here?
Why did you wait till the end of the Rumble? We could have done smash or pass the entire Rumble.
I just thought of it.
Fuck it.
I'm gonna rewind.
Kyle, start it
We're
over.
not
One
doing
more
this.
time.
No. No.
Next Rumble? Run
Next
this
Rumble.
back.
Yeah, next Rumble, we'll do it.
Does that mean we're doing another Rumble?
We should.
Yeah, in like 2 years when I get to another one.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
2004 Rumble. Smash or pass.
It'll be 97 the next one, so it'll be a lot of Steve Austin smash or pass.
That's okay.
Well, kid.
Listen, I just thought of it at the very end. It kind of just came to my mind.
I need you to make a note of that, Kyle, so we do not forget.
What? Smash or pass Royal
I
Rumble?
like-
2 years, smash or pass, Royal Rumble.
I'll put it in my spreadsheet.
My spreadsheet.
Oh, I wish the rack was still here.
No, he had to go home.
Forever.
It's past his bedtime. Forever.
Is that sheet between your thighs?
I don't know if
What's
it
up?
is past his bedtime. He stayed up pretty late watching a porn parody.
That's different. That was
But did he sleep in all
extra
day so he was ready
activities.
for it?
Yeah. That was a special occasion.
I wonder who Brock's going to challenge at WrestleMania.
It's gotta
You know
be
what?
Triple H.
Definitely
It's
Molly
definitely
Holly.
going to be Paul Levesque.
Paul Levesque.
Hunter Hearst.
Did you say Molly Holly?
Yeah, remember the women's championess.
I was going to say, is she women's champion
think she
right now,
might
or are
be.
you just throwing out a
Molly
random?
Holly is a
her.
Hall of
Also-
Famer in the Get Show podcast, by the way.
She's
All
also a fucking Hall of Famer in the actual Hall of Fame.
But
Pretty sure.
more importantly, in Get Show Hall of Fame.
That doesn't. Okay, can we
Well, you
just-
know who's in my Hall of Fame of my heart is the Smackin' It Raw podcast and everybody
Don't
involved.
lie to us.
You know
Okay, you're not.
Charlie's
But
number
you guys
one.
are here, so I mean, I was just,
He has to say it.
plug your shit.
Yeah. He's going to talk shit in the cold open.
He definitely is. I can't wait.
What do you guys-
I guarantee the cold open's going to be kind of like, I spent a month and a half trying to book this stupid fucking episode, and now you guys got to listen to it, and I'm sorry. I'll never have these guys back on.
I got COVID. I still recorded with them. They made it. Whatever. But
You have COVID?
I do.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I do.
He wasn't here in the.
I guess you
beginning when he
guys
said
weren't
it.
here. Yeah. But
Well, I was.
I was here.
I hope you feel better.
no, I'm dying. I'll probably pass away tomorrow. But before then,
Christ.
you plug your shit. We'll start with the most Mexican to the least Mexican. So Vince,
Oh,
plug anything you got to plug.
okay. Well, you can follow me on social media at SES Vince. Follow me, subscribe there, whatever. But also check out at Get Show Podcast on Twitter and in podcasting realm. I do Get Show Podcast as well, not just Smackin' It Raw, until Str8 Talk comes back, or if I decide to bring it back. But yeah, SES Vince at Get Show Podcasts.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Katie, you're probably
It'd
the
be
next
Katie.
most Mexican.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
definitely me. It's definitely me. You follow me on Twitter. Fuck you guys. This is stupid. God damn it. I can do this. God damn it. You can follow me on Twitter at KatieRasson13, link to my about to take all things ShELite Showcase, twitch.tv/ShELite Showcase, typically Thursday 6 p.m. Eastern, youtube.com/ShELite Showcase, watch videos way more entertaining, Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts if you want to listen. ShELite Showcase, the brand, the weekly show, Inside the Mind of, interview series I do. All three of these people have been on. Go check it out. Go check out all the other ones. By the time this comes out, I don't know how many I'll have done. When does this come out?
It'll be out in a week and a half.
Okay, I'll have one new episode out of
Nice.
Inside the Mind of. So, and a bunch of other shit that I do over there. So go check everything out. Okay, thanks, bye.
Say what?
Stupid.
You guys can follow me on Twitter only at Matt Riddler, MATTRIDDER. Also, if you follow at It's Creatia World, ITSCREATIA World, you will know when we go live on Twitch and YouTube every Friday night for the Smackin' Raw podcast. You can join us live there. Also, by the time this comes out, there will be a brand new episode of Getting Off, where if you really enjoyed Katie and I talking about people getting fucked to death, we've got more for you tonight. This isn't the end of it. So come check that out. Find out how, why, and where people are getting fucked to death on the Getting Off podcast.
They got off.
So I'm just a fluffer for you guys. That's all I am.
That's all you've ever been for me.
Wow.
Once again, thank you to Matt, Katie, and Vince from the Smackin' It Raw podcast, as well as all their individual podcasts that they just plugged. All of their information in the description below. Go check them out. Great group of cats over there. So do that. Follow me at Apron Bump. Follow, subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, give it a like, leave a comment. If you're on Facebook, give me a poke, if that's still a thing. I think that'll probably do something. And like my MySpace HTML codes or whatever. And I think that'll do it. That was a fun one. I had COVID during that episode. I think I felt like I was sick for goddamn 3 weeks in a row. But I think we're back. I think we're full throttle. We're fully cocked and ready to unload. Get out of here. Go home. All right. Go shave your cats. Thank you guys so much for listening. I love you all. Big, delicious smooches all around. I'm hard.
Yeah.
It's the hardest. Talk around and disregard it. Strip you off the ground, show you what heart is. Standing strong and proud, nothing I guess. Let's get it started. It's the hardest. Talk around and disregard it. Strip you off the ground, show you what heart is. Standing strong and proud, nothing I guess. Let's get